Hello and welcome back to Roll the Bones. My name is Rob, and I am joined, as ever, by my wonderful players, Dom, Mike, and Matt, mixing it up once again, as I ask the immortal question written in the stars that can be found on a 30cm ruler, if you know where to look. What happened previously on Knights of the Apocalypse?
I want that ruler, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to find
it. Literally what I could just see out the corner of my eye. I was like, what are we going to say today? There's a ruler. I'll talk about the ruler.
Am I the only one without a ruler?
Yeah, sorry.
Or a Roman ruler.
Oh.
I have a scale convert ruler.
All rulers lead to Rome. Go. What happened previously?
Of course you do.
We booked our way to Bleak Town. There we go.
Bleak Town?
Bleak Town.
Forget it, Michael, it's Bleak Town.
It's bleak. But yes, by going through the book,
And a town.
We found there was something different on the other side of the portrait this time.
Fire!
Oh god, yeah. We were all mostly able to hold our breath, except not Sinister. Oh boy. Oh no, that's
Oh dear.
Absolutely frickin' mullered by the smoke.
that's almost destroyed me. But seeing the panic there, we didn't continue to investigate the rest of the basement. No, we were like, let's just go back up. And yes, we emerged in old Enos's house, looking for some insight to what was going on, and a healer, because, oh boy, that hurt.
Well, to explain, that was burnt oath fumes, the very substance that had brought the former king to the threshold of death. Getting quite a lot of echo here. Is that me? I think that's me this time.
No, it's me. For some reason, music's coming out of my speakers and not my headphones.
Okay, why don't you give us some mute? Thank you. But yeah, there was
So weird.
there was that powder that was being burnt once again, and this time you found yourselves confronted by it.
Someone knew we were on our way. Someone knew to use the same herb.
You're still not 100% sure who it was that actually set that kind of trap, really. Because there wasn't really anyone waiting for us. It was like that had just been there to get us when we arrived, but there wasn't anyone waiting as such to ambush us or anything. We went out and found our own trouble.
Oh, we did. Just a bunch of fanatics. Hail Memorita. Praise Derek. And who was it? Dina told us about the chapel. Well, not the chapel. Told us Castle Redhaven, but also the other bits in the town. And don't expect that you could just walk up to the castle invited. So he's set himself up quite well. And yes, we did find a chapel, we don't know maybe to who, but currently dedicated to Derek. And Father Faulkner, who seemed to Sinister as the most endearing person possible, decided to leave to get some assistance, and then we thought it best to loot the place.
Yeah, I mean, none of us actually trusted him. We may have believed for a moment, we may have thought maybe he isn't out to get us, but from the offset, we're not completely stupid. We didn't immediately go, oh well, he seemed lovely.
He was such a nice man, though.
I think the role might not have said it, but I think circumstantially we were at least on edge with him.
Yes.
So we looted the crap out of the place. Yeah.
We did find a means to deal with the poisoning, but I can't remember the name. I've got it down as the Staff of Revivify, but Revivify. However, I know you gave another name for that, and I didn't write that name down, I'm
The
afraid.
Gates of Mortality.
Thank you. Okay.
The Gate of Mortality, sorry, singular item, so... But yes, a scepter staff that, yes, has imbued within it the power to use Revive a Fly. It had 5 charms in it, and there appeared to be like diamond symbols like engraved into it, and when you used one, it dissipated one of those symbols.
Well, that came later. Well, at that point, we decided we weren't too sure what to do, but then I believe we heard the sound of a bell. A deep church, not a church bell, but was it a horn or a bell?
I think it was a horn, wasn't it?
It was a horn, yeah. Which resonated through the town and beyond as well, people were alerted to something.
Yeah, I thought perhaps the villagers were going to go for us, but as it turned out, not the case. The villagers all buggered off. The priest was on his way back. We have no idea whether he was on his way back to attack us. Perhaps he was just, coming by to say hello and talk to us again, but we just killed him.
Yeah, I didn't wait to find out.
I like that you went out to try and talk to him, trying to convince him that I was really poorly, but I was standing right behind you. You there.
Oh yeah, I actually said that you had lost consciousness with a beautiful bluff. He would have absolutely believed it. I was going to be like, okay, and allow you then to get the kind of drop on them by thinking that you were out of commission, so that you were hidden, but you then just snuck up and stood next to me while I was lying. He's unconscious.
I never snuck up. I was just walking behind you the whole time.
Yeah,
Too stealthy for his own good.
I just didn't see you. Never mind.
I know, you blended in.
My plan didn't work, but it was only you were hindering because I was just trying to give you the drop. What are you going to do?
Yes, well, Ansel disposed of him, and very soon after that, they were coming.
Oh Lord. We were accosted by, want to say trolls? Yeah.
Trolls.
But they weren't just trolls. There was a couple of troll hunters that arrived mid-combat as well, right? Who
all stuff we dealt with before. They're like, not easy, but things we knew how to face, at least this time.
Yeah.
Because we'd fought them before, so we knew what was effective.
Until, if this was a spaghetti western, the camera would pan on a silhouette of a figure in the distance. A lone cowboy. Except this wasn't a lone cowboy, this was a lone plated to the nines.
To the tens.
To the tens. With I've got the blood lance, but it was a lance sword?
No, the Blood Lance was the name of the weapon. You might not have known that, but that's why I was referring to it as I gave my description. So yeah, it was wielding a Blood Lance. And lance it did.
And he struck a mighty bow, didn't he?
Yes. This unnaturally fast creature, considering the amount of armour it was wearing, was leaping about and making all kinds of dramatic displays of martial prowess and magical prowess, actually, in some respects.
Luckily, he only got to charge once, otherwise I think we would have been done for if he'd managed to strike another of us with that initial charge. Although, wow, my light is really going, man.
You are a full-on rave.
I thought I was wondering
just
if that
nothing
was
in my house works.
Your camera, or if it was your actual light. Dude, put some sunglasses on, you'll have some sort of fit.
Yeah, it's like you're being haunted, Dom, I won't lie, but it's fitting for the both the location and the time of the year. So it's on theme. But yes, you did battle this creature.
This guy showed up and basically eviscerated us for a bit.
Well,
absolutely eviscerated. did a number on Silaster to start with.
Yes.
A healthy chunk of damage.
And then killed Obsidian.
And then just outright killed Obsidian. Mid-summon, mid-spell.
Yeah.
And done, dead. And then the guys basically just hacked away at him for a while, and it was a slog, to say the least. To say the absolute least.
I will say I do like that Silas's impression of how the gates of mortality worked was just to hit you with it. It wasn't a tap, it was just bang. It worked.
Did the job.
He knows what he's doing with it now.
One thing I'll note is that you guys seem to be perplexed by like how hard he was to hit or whatever, but I don't think Silaster rolled like above a 9 in that fight. I don't know.
I will say this.
Silaster could hit it, the rest of us had to critical.
Well, with my modifiers and everything I had, if I'd rolled averagely well, consistently, it would have been fine, but I consistently rolled poorly. So, however, Ansel's touch attacks...
Yeah, luckily he has touch attack, so all that armour made no difference.
Ah, yes, very much. And eventually you brought it down, but how? And it was Ansel that did the
ripping
deed.
apart his armour, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was what? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Ansel took its armor apart so that it was exposed to the sun, because obviously it was shielded from the daylight by its vampire sunproof armor.
Day armor, yes.
For some reason, for a second there, I thought you said sunroof armor.
So yeah, it's sunroof armor. Just the top of
It'd be
its head
useless for a
was
vampire.
quite tan.
This is exactly what I didn't need. Yes, and eventually the night spawn was destroyed, burnt up, and its ash taken up into the breeze, and you made a breezy exit from Bleak Town. You had sent Trick very quickly to do some scouting during this time, and he reported that there was another way down, just as you had come up a stairway to come up from the basement level to the north part of the town. There was also a stairway to the south, but you didn't stick around to really to explore anymore, and you fled.
I think, because you have to confirm this, at that point we've got less than a week, haven't we?
Yeah, let's look at the old journal once again. So, arriving in Bleak Town on the morning of the 24th day.
Yeah, a day later than we originally said. Because,
yes, because you stayed.
You had slept.
You had slept. Yeah.
Say goodbye.
So, including, well, you then travelled and then rested for the night. So, from when we start game today, we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days until the day of the Omen.
Well, I mean, it's still the night, because we were accosted before we could get any full.
I was going to say, we haven't rested, have we, since the night spawn?
No.
No, because we were visited. Do you
Yes.
remember that?
Mm-hmm. We were
By bats.
millions of bats that then formed the face of, well, a face, which we assume is Derek Redhaven. Hard to tell, I imagine, the features when it's made of bats, but
the voice was familiar, for sure.
yeah.
There's a few dedicated bats just doing the fangs each, just hoping for the best.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like it's like high definition, but in bat pixels. Yeah, very much. And yes, that is where we will rejoin the strangers as a garish red twilight is upon you. The shadows have grown long indeed, and this swirling hurricane of bats has become the face of the antagonist that has been against you from the start, really. And his words were along the lines of strangers, a term or a name so fitting to so many, but to me you are nothing if not familiar. The bats continue to swirl and sweep around you. You'll remember, Obsidian and Ansel, you had actually been lifted by the force of the arrival of this swarm and thrown to the floor. And from the floor, you can stare up at this thing. Silaster, as I recall, you just kept your feet. Just. And the face appears to be giving the most diabolical grin. You're absolutely right. Individual bats forming these fangs that grow long in front of you in this swarm. And he says, "Now I have to be honest, strangers. I believe you've been sending me mixed signals. Why? I gave you an open invitation to my domain. I had you neatly packed in coffins to be brought here, and you resisted and fought and fled, and now I find you at my doorstep. Which will it be?"
We like to make our own way to places, much as the invitation was welcomed.
We don't really like invitations. We are called the strangers, but another name we toyed with was the uninvited guests. So, in that spirit, we felt that it would be a nice surprise.
Well, I, above many, understand the pain of being an uninvited guest. Him making reference to one of those weaknesses written in the lore of the vampires. And he will say, "My invitation still stands for the three of you. However, I'm afraid to say, the welcoming, hospitable nature that I'm willing to extend to you is not shared by, indeed, any in this domain." And the bats swarm at you once again and reform, and for a moment you see the outline of a great structure, a castle with 4 great tower battlements standing aloft some great precipice. And then he swirls back into the visage of his face once again. "And what might your intention be in this change of heart, this pilgrimage you make to my home?"
I think...
We just heard such lovely things about it.
Yeah, I think we're all intelligent enough to know that you know why we're here. Let's not play this game.
How deft your words are, Bogram Graves. Yes, my forces learned much about you, to their undoing within the walls of Valdenor. You have my commendation. I did not believe there could be any that could unravel my plans with a fugue prism. I had such high hopes for the funeral of old Dectus. I knew him since he was young, you know. Still, life is filled with disappointments, as is unlife.
It's good to you're used to them.
You seek to reclaim what once you took from me, the Fugue Prism.
That's the plan.
Had your guile served you better, you would not have been drawn here. You would have not lost such a valuable prize. It is a mistake that will cost you each dearly, I assure you.
Personally, what I retained in giving it up is worth the Fugue Prism times 1,000,000. So it's just about priorities, really.
I see. Priorities. You're quite right, of course. There is much to be thankful for in life. I was once very much like you. A cliché, I know, Bogrum Graves, but it is true. I once had other priorities. And they were taken from me. I assure you, my remorse for such an act that was done upon me was the only thing that stopped me from gutting your bitch wife on sight. And trust me, I could have, and could still do so I give you this final warning. Come to Castle Redhaven, but do so at the risk of not only your lives, but the lives of everyone you profane to love in this pitiful, doomed land. It is not long now. The Omen will come. If not by my hand, then, in a year's time, you fight a losing battle, strangers. Accept it, and prepare for the very worst, whilst you still can. And as he says this, there is an eruption around the bats, and it begins to rain around you for a moment, and you just hear the cackling, hollow lava. And you suddenly realise that it is not rain, but blood that pours around you. Blood that covers the campsite, that is rushing from the branches of the trees around you, caking the stones that you have nestled your campfire in. It is snuffed out in a moment, and suddenly the bats are gone, and darkness falls upon your camp. And he is gone.
Well,
I'm wet.
this is a
That
mess.
is unpleasant.
That was joyful. Pleasant fellow.
He seemed so nice when we first met him.
Absolutely. It's almost enough to kind of test your faith in people, isn't it?
What, you think there's still a friend under there after all this time? We'll confront him and realise that fighting is folly.
I sincerely doubt it at this point.
Yes.
Seems unlikely.
Indeed. But, you know, what are we going to do? At this point, we're against so many things that could just kill us very easily that he's just one of many. We just got to keep going and we'll manage, or we won't.
Speaking of going, perhaps we should go and find another campsite that's not drenched
Covered in
blood.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think that's probably a good idea. Let's move locations, because
Maybe near a stream so we can clean off.
Yes,
we can sure try.
You won't need to do a check. It isn't particularly hard in the Valleylands to learn where the rivers run. You seek the low grounds of one of many dipping inclines that you move across in this twilight realm currently, and you're able to clean and reflect on this confrontation.
Whilst we're reflecting, then, can we roll hit points? Because we completely forgot.
Absolutely. So as you wash and put yourselves back together, and you begin your rest, for nothing shall bother you this night. You have a strange and quiet evening, despite no matter who is on watch, and we roll some hit points live on stream because we've got to do that at the top. You're absolutely right. So we have leveled up. Congratulations, strangers. You are now level 12, and as such, we shall roll those hit points on the stream. And because of the looming dangers of this campaign, we re-rolls 1s and 2s. Let's go with Silaster. Why don't you give us your hit die, please?
As he rinses out the blood from the cuffs of his coat, he feels... Well, that wasn't a command. 1D. Come on. Average. Actually, that was the lowest I could
that's
get.
as worse as you can get. What are you talking about, average?
Yeah,
I saw the three of
given
them.
the new roll, sadly. But you know what? You're fine. You've got loads. Well,
It knocks me to 3
I actually
hits.
don't even have any clue how much HP you guys have, which is quite terrifying. But there we are.
Well,
We
I'm in the
live with it.
hundreds now, which is quite nice.
Okay, good to know. Okay, so Silas has made his roll. Obsidian, let's have yours. We re-roll.
That's a 2. Are we re-rolling
Oh
a 2?
no, sorry. So 1 and 2. Oh, you roll d6, don't you? Yeah, that's cool. There you go.
Yeah, that's a 4. That's not so bad.
That's
6 overall.
That's good. And finally, Ansel.
Same as me. Oh,
5. Split the diff.
Yeah.
It's actually
Maybe it is the bleak clouds.
I rolled a 3.
Or maybe it is the ordeals that you have come through. Perhaps you're just beginning to feel tired of the battle against the vampire's will. But as I mentioned, you aren't disturbed by anything during the night. However, Obsidian, as you rest, as you sleep, you are haunted by dreams. You awake to find that a tree is growing out of your chest. You look in horror as brilliant red leaves begin to sprout and petal at the branch ends. And then they begin to melt and gush into red blood, the tree becoming a lance that is driven straight through you. The Nightspawn looking at you through its visor, those red eyes boring into your very soul. And I ask you to roll a will save, please.
Mm-hmm. 20.
Resilient, a voice comes in your mind, Obsidian. A voice you do not recognize. Resilient and familiar. A warden of death, a shepherd of ghosts. My loyal servant. You feel some pain on the threshold of your awareness, Obsidian. You aren't hurt in any way. You don't suffer very much thanks to your save, but you get the uneasy feeling as you wake from this dream and look at the sky that is still dark because we are now in the depths of late autumn, early winter, you get the feeling that your demise has not gone unnoticed within the powers that you operate within. Even if it was just for a moment. Death welcomed you, Obsidian, and it liked it. The day is dawning. Like I say, it's dark as you awaken. What's the plan?
To the castle?
The sooner we get there, the more time we've got to deal with him.
Yes.
Very good. So we looked at the map. And from Bleaktown, we discussed how it was about 3 days on foot. So, and you did quite a lot of that after your morning in Bleaktown. So you've made hefty progress in that regard. So if you really push it, you could arrive at the Hollow Descent within 2 days. And that's as the crow flies. If you just go straight there.
Straight through that multicoloured, flickering, whatever that is, miasma in front of it.
Yeah, you guys can give me either a spot check or a survival check as you journey that day.
We'll go survival.
Got to be survival.
Have survival. Oh no, I do have survival.
Yeah, you do. You
I'll
read the
do
book.
Survival.
Survival's better than spot. 19. Right.
I just really like survival. It's just such a cool skill in my opinion. Wow, Silastra with the 27. We got to go there, I think, first of all. Silastra, you're perhaps at the head of the company. Your elven instincts guiding you through the best paths, and it is not long before you come to this ridge that you see upon the map, where the Stranger S is next to, you know that there are clear ways down this ridge. You don't have to climb down or risk yourselves, even though it's quite treacherous territory. If you're careful, you'll be fine. But upon this ridge, for the first time, you're able to guide the group in a way that allows you to get a full lay of the land, proper ranger style. Get familiar with the territory you're in. And as you reach the brink, you see before you this vast shape in the distance that is this mountain range, or rather like an escarpment, like a big jutting cliff face far off in the horizon, with a great hollow through the centre that you can just see through it. And you avoid quite a lot of the natural, with that survival of 27, avoid quite a lot of the natural dangers that would have slowed you down on this first leg of your journey. And as Ansel quite rightly pointed out, just looking at the map, but also in the distance, there are odd glinting lights that can be seen. There is a very, very mysterious looking misty forest to the sort of southeast of you. That does not look inviting in the slightest, and that appears to glimmer as well. Is there anything you wish to do during the night before you rest, as you make good time with the first of the 2 days?
Perhaps a little discussion as to what we're going to do when we get to our intended location.
It's incredibly difficult to know, because we have no idea what we're going to be faced with.
Whether or not we should charge in guns blazing or attempt a more surreptitious approach.
I don't think we can do much other than go in known, because he knows we're coming.
We may be able to avoid some people, but not him.
Yeah, this is true.
What he
I don't
wants
imagine
us...
he's the sort of person who'll be patrolling his own territory.
No. I don't think guns blazing is what we want, but not sure how sneaky we can be.
Silaster can be very sneaky.
Yeah, absolutely. As a party, I mean.
I can be quite sneaky too, Obsidian.
We have means of a quick escape. Many means of a quick... I'm thinking more your own abilities.
Yes.
And how we originally got back to Valdenor as well. If anything, somewhere prior, I don't know what lies in that hollow. I have no idea what that magic is. If it is. But this seems a safe enough spot as any as a retreat, albeit far away. We have 6 days. Less than that. 5.5.
Difficult. Very difficult.
Rob, with the ring of teleportation, can I study this location to...
Absolutely. Well, it's
for it to be somewhere that's close but not too far, as Silaster says.
Easily, yeah. With as the spell, you can study carefully an area, and then from doing that, you then are confident you can do a study carefully roll when it comes to an emergency teleport. And a wise idea, considering you likely will face many forces. Probably a good idea to be able to strike and then fall back again. But who knows what the realities of the situation will truly be.
I think pressing matters. The hollow. If that is the quickest way to the castle, then my knowledge of magic is weak. But that... well, I think we need to get closer.
Okay, and as you rest, do you set a watch?
Yes, I suppose we should.
If we're going by Necro Wagon...
I do have a skeleton, by the way. I do have a troll
wagon.
skeleton with us.
How we used to do it, which was...
Oh, I see.
If they gave Silaster 4 hours, he could
what
then...
I was going to say is if the troll skeleton can keep guard, and if anything comes up, can alert us.
Oh, yes, that one skeleton.
I have raised one skelly so far.
Yes,
one
yes.
troll skelly.
I mean,
He's still with us.
Regardless of the bones or not, I will meditate first, and then I can be on hand.
Agreed.
Very good.
Look to see
Okay.
how good a troll skeleton would be at keeping guard. I haven't got a clue, but probably not
great.
amazing.
Can you fix his hands so they shake like maracas instead of bone hands?
Like some horrible
Olé!
body horror surgery. No, he'll just thud the ground or something to wake us up. It's fine.
Play his ribs like a xylophone.
Like the iPhone's alarm.
That's how we wake up.
Oh,
Okay, in that case then,
It's going to be better at keeping guard than I am anyway, because it's got dark vision out to 60 feet.
so sorry, who was going first? It was the
Obsidian and Ansel.
Okay.
And then we go to sleep and Silastus stays up all night.
Okay.
With the skeleton. Just when Silastus grown to like his peace.
Skeleton will just stand dead still like an absolute statue watching over the camp, mate. It looks as if it's not even animated.
Can you do some ASMR noises to really chill us out?
God.
Like just...
It's like tickling his ribs.
Silaster, whilst you are on watch, I would like you please to perform a spot check for me, please.
Sure. Oh, 20.
You're
Pretty good.
you're fresh from your trance, you're feeling refreshed, and you're on guard. And where you are, you still have this fairly resplendent view of the hollow itself. And you see, far, far, far in the distance, a glint that kind of like forces you to blink for a second. It's almost like when someone's watch catches in the sunlight. Or in this case, the moonlight. There appears to be something far off in the distance, where that hollow is, glinting. And a beam of light appears across the land for a second, sending stark shadows shivering across the landscape. And then it is gone.
I'm not going to wake the others, but I will sharpen my gaze and just keep it trained over there a little longer.
You're sort of watching, and you can't help but notice that there seems to be a lot more activity as we go into the depths of night, and you see far away in the forest to the southeast, you see clouds that you can only imagine to be more of those bats-like wreathing, like great shoals of fish far in the distance, forming different shapes and then disappearing down into the trees and the valleys. But thankfully none seem to come near you or come near enough to be of a concern, other than just the forbidding that it gives you in your mind. And like that, the excuse of the dawn arrives. An excuse because it is grim and dreary and overcast. And a rain begins to fall. Mud is squelching as you continue on your way once again.
I'll relay this in the morning, just to the others. That activity from the hollow descent was... well, not as still as it has been now.
Do we think he has some sort of patrols out with the bats, like he's trying to keep an eye, he's trying to find us? Do we think that's possible?
It wasn't just the bats. There was
He
something
sort of
else.
knew where we were anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not just going to... I mean, hopefully he's not just going to automatically... I think he knew where we were because we just moved away from a big fight. I'm hoping he doesn't just automatically know where we are at all times.
He could be following us, though.
Yes, possible.
He could be right behind you,
He could be
Obsidian.
one of us. No, wait.
It was me all along!
No, that's not...
Ansel.
Imagine what a twist.
Big buy-in for a player to hold that a secret
So,
for like a whole campaign. Wow.
For the 37th episode, yes.
So the light came from the hollow descent.
Yes.
Or from the area. I suppose there's no way of knowing. Exactly.
Well, we proceed with caution then.
And proceed you do, and as you proceed, I'd like you each to make either a spot or a survival check once again. As you continue.
Oh, 29.
There's no point in me even rolling, is there?
A 1.
20! That's not bad.
Obsidian, the rain pouring down is bearing down on you, and you just find yourself like hunched, like trudging through the mud, missing more than ever the pace of Mr. Nobby and Black Whisper, missing the Necrowagon. Ansel, you are looking at the hollow descent as you draw closer, and with a spot check of that, you notice two things. First of all, the great hollow itself, as you draw closer and closer and closer. As I mentioned, this great feat of erosion, whether it be by magic or by natural power, you do not know, but this great like hole that goes straight through one side and out the other of this thing. Though it is clear to see what might have been causing the reflections that Silaster had described. All around, like the inner circle of the hollow, there appears to be, well, it resonates with you in particular, Ansel, because it appears to be lined with a reflective material. Upon a closer inspection, you realise that dozens and dozens of mirrors have been driven into the rock. All around the inside of this ring. And you can tell that from a good distance away. So bright are they, and so many are they.
Strange.
Silaster, your check, however, you noticed something that had a particularly high DC. You glance to... You not only see what Ansel's looking at, but your vision goes to the practicality of approaching this thing. You see what looks like a half-concealed, obfuscated by some almost natural illusion, almost like camouflage, there appears to be a way into the rock that leads into what looks like a tunnel. More to the southeast, as if you were going towards the forest, but nowhere near that far, but that direction. You see a way into the rock that vanishes around a corner and looks relatively concealed. Even with a 1 obsidian, the last point that I will make, all of you notice the structure high above, built on top of the hollow descent, surveying the lands from as far as the eye could see. There stands a fortification, there stands a castle, and if a castle could look like a creature hunched over, ready to pounce, that is what this fortification looks like. Castle Redhaven stands dominant and terrifying above you, and what is the most bleak thing about it is that it has this red sheen to it. It appears that the brick that this structure has been made from has this kind of red quality to it. A blood red quality. With all of that information, as you are making your way towards this place, discuss.
the mirrors, perhaps to reflect the light into a certain direction, I suppose.
Didn't we find out in the past the Hollow Descent was a meeting point?
A meeting point?
Yeah, way back. It was a meeting between a former king and a warring... Not former king, like two warring factions. And so they descended and met within the Hollow Descent.
Almost. Nearby, yes, there was a meeting between an ancient king of Orenthale and an ancient king of Ireland, and they had a secret meeting about whether or not the two of them, their two kingdoms, would unite and join the Bright Dynasty and join in rebellion.
Well, those mirrors say it's either utility for somewhere or a weapon.
Yes, bearing in mind the history of the pit, I imagine a weapon.
There's also a way in those rocks over there.
Away?
Look. See?
Do you grab our heads and turn them?
Yes. See over there.
Handsy. Okay. Interesting, yeah. Away into the rocks. I mean, that could go anywhere, though, couldn't it? That could go down. We won't go down. That could go off into the forest. It could go anywhere. It could be a secret entrance, yeah.
Well, better place to hide from Derek's gaze than right beneath him.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. It could be a place, I mean, if we go in there and you could study that carefully, it would be a place we can retreat to that's just beneath the castle, but hidden away.
It may not be, but...
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's worth exploring. Maybe.
Roughly, if there was a time distance between travelling from the actual hollow to that secret entrance, how long would it be? Roughly, by the looks.
As in, go all the way up to Castle Redhaven?
Well, the actual hollow where the mirrors are, and that secret entrance.
You imagine you would make that in... Let's see. No more than... I was going to say half a day, but probably even less at a pace. So I'd say 3 to 4 hours. 3 at a hard march.
To reach that cave?
From the hollow.
So where you are, you'll take like 3 hours to get to there. If
Jesus, how the hell did you spot that?
Well, maybe that's too much. Yeah, I was going to say that is too much.
Oh, he's an elf. He's got elf eyes.
No. I'll say an hour. No, you're absolutely right.
He is an elf.
The geography is all wrong. It would be an hour, because you were just observing like the mirrors in the hollow. No. It would be an hour.
Is it worth looking?
I mean, it's just a thing, isn't it? It's a separate thing, and at the moment we haven't got anything other than approach the castle and try and take it, which we're not an army, so anything that might offer us some back way in is going to be useful.
Okay. From what we can see, I imagine there's no quick way up if we were to scale the side. There is no...
Oh yeah, we'd have to go all the way around the plateau, wouldn't we, and come to the end and make our way up from the long ways to walk it, which is tough.
Timing wise tricky, but braving the climb even more so.
Mm.
Well, for you.
Braving would be the word.
Yeah, I'm not much for climbing.
I think we should investigate the cave.
Yeah. I think it's pretty much all we've got, isn't it, at this point?
Yes. But maybe a trip to the mirrors first. I'm intrigued.
Very well.
Yeah, certainly you can view the mirrors, and you're approaching this thing, and like I say, like you feel it's a daunting sight to behold. Like you're wandering towards the jaws of some great beast, the hollow itself. You've heard about it for so long, yet seeing it somehow doesn't quite doesn't quite make it to words what it's like to be in front of it, and now to see that it is decorated in such a way. You can give me a Knowledge Arcana or a Use Magic Device roll if you have it.
You know I do.
I do know you do.
Have Arcana.
Arcana 20.
20's
Arcana
great.
7.
30.
Oh, wonderful. Ansel, and I'm very glad it is you, because like your thoughts just dwell for a moment on the mirror that you always keep close by, the shard of that mirror, and you think a lot about what you've been through, and you think about the fact that you have pursued this artifact that the Monitor Darek has been basing his whole machination around, and that is the Fugue Prism, and how the Fugue Prism is this powerful magical item that changes power that's put into it. And looking at this doesn't look too dissimilar to the setup that one was present in Valdenor, but very much was present in the Temple of Pelor. You remember those lights, those mirrors being funneling the light into different directions. You even used it to open the door at one point. This looks like this has been wholesale ripped. That kind of technology, that arrangement, has been bastardized into this creation that you see now. You immediately get the answer. Sort of.
So it's channeling the power, presumably from the moon rather than the sun in this case, into the Fugue Prism to do something, essentially.
As you've drawn closer, you can see even now that how it would be there would be some convergence in the middle, and a reflection would be channeled down, and for the first time you notice that there's this narrow column, a narrow kind of drop that just goes straight down into darkness as well, in the very heart of this thing. A descent indeed.
Very interesting. And how far away is the mirrors from us? Are the mirrors from us, rather?
I mean, you're pretty close. I mean, you'd have to scale the first part of the hollow to get to the bottom part of it, the bottom rounded edge, so to speak. And to get to that, you would be probably climbing 80 to 100 feet to get to that bit.
Right.
I can't do that. I'll
Only
fall
chose
and die.
a different invocation.
Well, I won't fall and die. I'll just fall enough to start again.
Would you like me to head up?
I don't know if that'll do me any good. What I want to do is inspect it to see if they're magical. You can divine magic items, can't you?
With enough time, yes.
Yeah, I can do detect magic on stuff as well, but in case you get in there.
Well, our detect magic
80
is
to
within
100
60
feet.
feet if Silaster can climb it.
Mm.
I mean, it'd still have to be.
Hang on 1 second. Hang on. Trick can do it.
Yes.
He actually at will has detect magic as a spell.
Fantastic.
So Trick can easily.
Can you go and see if one of those mirrors is magical for us, Trick?
Yes. There's a rapid flap of wings, and he takes flight high into the air, sort of like whirling around in circles as he sort of builds himself up into the sky, and then zips off into the very middle of the hollow. And you wait for a moment.
I don't know about you guys, but I can't help but feel like he's getting creepier. Can't say anything when he's.
He started off quite creepy, if I'm honest.
Yeah, he did
and that's
start
coming
off quite
from me.
creepy. He's starting to sound weirdly creepy and also a little bit pervy. I don't know. It's just a bit unusual. he's just enjoying. I don't know, everything we ask him to do a little too much lately.
Has he started rubbing his legs?
It's weird.
There's a further pause, and then eventually you see him like zipping back towards you at like zipping jagged flight paths, and then eventually he arrives next to you and says, "It appears that your suspicion is correct. There is great magic at play. I looked into the mirrors."
Mm-hmm.
And I saw...
And what did you see?
I saw a handsome rogue.
Handsome rogue.
He grins at you.
Handsome rogue. Is what you're describing Trick?
Yes,
Is it you?
yes. But there is magic to be sure.
And in addition to the handsome rogue in the image, because that's your own peculiar magic, Trick.
There was a dark land. A land that stretched as far as the eye could see, where no light would touch. There was no colour within. A shadow play for the puppets.
Well, that sounds bleak.
It was quite, yes.
Is that giving you
Have we
anything
ever
mental?
come across anything? Yeah, that's what I'm about to ask, I guess. Do we know anything that rings a bell with, or is it entirely new?
That description, I don't think you've ever encountered anything like what Trick has just described. I don't think so. But there is something odd about it, Ansel. There is something that seems
Positive in a way?
Yeah, but at the same, you kind of feel like you have like an innate understanding of like there is like a weird secret power to reflection that you are well aware of.
Yes.
But whether that's of any note or not, you don't know.
Yeah. I was thinking if it wasn't going to be magic, we could destroy it. But, sadly, it is not a work of man.
I mean, you can probably still destroy. You can destroy magic stuff, can't you?
Not really.
Some way of destroying things with enough force. I have the
Sure,
spell.
if you have enough force.
I have the force of the
You
mountain
could try and
behind
dispel
this
it, but there's so
strike.
many mirrors.
Mm.
We'd be here for
You have to
days.
go and destroy every single mirror.
And we'd have to get up.
Maybe not. Maybe let's not.
We could cause a massive earthquake.
Yeah, and drop the castle. That'd be cool. That would actually be
Yes.
amazing. That would be so cool.
That's a thought
Just
for another
fuck his
time.
castle. Just. We need a druid.
Fuck your castle.
Fuck your castle.
We have the wrong party makeup.
Prick. Very interesting, though.
What we're feeling, boys.
I don't think there's anything we can do here. I think the second we start interfering with it, we would be accosted by bats. Probably.
Probably.
Worse.
What's worse than bats?
Yeah.
I don't want to find
Or
out.
worse. Big bats.
Giant bats. What's worse than bats?
Possible.
Lots of bats. Shitload.
Lots of giant bats.
More bats.
Wow.
Interesting that he would use mirrors, though.
Sorry, why is that interesting, Mental?
Just because the timing of the ritual he wants to... Not ritual. Whatever it is that he wants to do is timed to the sickle moons, and the sickle moon has its own relationship with reflections and mirrors,
Interesting. Okay.
in my experience, anyway.
So we either find a way to halt whatever this machinations are, or we just stop him beforehand.
I say we just need to get in there, and basically what we need to do is destroy the fugue prism.
Or just take it and
I get that
get
there's
as
a lot
far
of
away as
souls in it
possible.
and stuff, but like a lot more people are going to die. So either we get away with it or we destroy it. Like, yes, we're going to try and beat him, kill him, stop his forces, whatever. But if we can't do that, we have to just stop his plan. I think that's the main thing.
Agreed. So, plan
If we
one,
can prevent genocide.
take the fugue prism and flee.
Mm-hmm.
Plan two, take the fugue prism and destroy it.
Which is I get what you're saying, Silas. That is a definitely a backup plan. That's not plan A for a reason.
I mean, plan A1 would be to kill the mortal.
Yeah. I mean, that I don't know whether that's.
But
That's even
probably
a plan,
immediate backup plan will be to just take his toy and run away.
Take the fugue prism and get the hell out of there. Yeah, absolutely. which means we just need to get in there and find it. Really, don't know how we're gonna do that, but I guess let's go and explore that cave and see if that cave gives a secret inn, because I don't see that we've got any way, and we don't stand a chance of just walking up to the door.
Fine.
Hello,
So priority
can we come
one,
in?
find the Fugue Prison. Okay.
Okay, so in that case, then back to the not the hollow, sorry, the hidden passageway that Silastra had found. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. In that case. There is a winding path that leads deep into like the bottom of like a quite a narrow gully, canyon-like almost. And at the end, at its end, there is quite like a marshy area. There are a number of trees dotted around that are golden red, blood. The colour of blood, the colour of the last gasps of autumn. You can give me a survival check, and you can give me a religion check.
Ooh, natural 20 on the survival check. That's 26.
Okay, wow.
By the way, Rob, just so you're aware, I will have my troll skeleton with me. It doesn't have to be on the map.
Of course.
It'll just go where I go.
Yeah,
if we get to combat, then maybe.
Well, you're on the map, so he should be
it's just
there.
another counter I have to move around, but I don't mind. It's just...
Now, was he just... he was a normal troll, this one, wasn't he? He wasn't like a...
He was a normal troll, and you tinted him green. Just so
yes,
that
I
we
did
knew he was
tint him
my
green,
real
didn't I?
mouse.
Let me get him from the bleak
This
town
one was a
map,
normal
'cause that's
troll.
what it
I didn't
was.
summon him, so I haven't had my chance to
You haven't
do
sculpted
his
him.
makeup.
Yeah, his
Do
makeup,
his,
I love it.
do his funeral attire.
So, sorry, what was your survival checks, first of all?
Mine was 26.
Okay.
16.
7.
Okay, and who got the best religion check? I think I know the answer to that.
I think I did 25.
I think you're
don't
the
have
only
any
one who
ranks
has
in it, so it's-
saying mine.
Oh,
got nothing.
okay, right. Well, in that case, man, Obsidian is the alert one now. You first of all, then we will note that there's a cave. Okay. But your survival check is really, really good, and you note that there appear to be large, heavy footprints that move in and out of this cave. Left encased in the bog-like mud on the ground. Though there are so many, it is quite difficult to tell which are the most recent. But there are many. The religion check you would have got a bonus for anyway, because there are reliefs demonstrated and depicted on these broken totems here that you realise, and it is a relief that you keep seeing more and more of. You saw the same relief in the place where you rescued your children from Grin in your final battle with him. The reliefs of the altar to the hunger beneath Bleaktown, and now here you see this almost open jaw sigil of like a yawning maw with teeth. Something that you're relating to the worship of the hunger, that primordial, devastating force that has always been on the edge of your concerns. That is displayed quite openly here, and there are also, where the totems lie broken, there are also a number of just carvings into the cliff face as well, showing that. This is the primary religion of this land, it seems. What do you do?
The footprints on the floor. Do we? Can we have any idea as to what type of creature? Do they look like they could belong to more trolls? As I've got one size-wise with me, do they look size-wise similar to the one that I've got with me?
So your survival roll will tell you enough to know that it is a huge creature. It's in the category huge.
Oh wow, huge.
Okay, so that to you already says that probably isn't troll. But the footsteps also look quite like dull and thudding and heavy. So
yeah,
I mean, it's going to require probably like a nature check, I think, because we're talking about creatures here rather than survival to know what the creature is. If you
don't have that.
Yeah. If you have it at all, then
Either
by
of
all
you
means,
guys have-
it'll be a very difficult
Well,
roll.
I have it as a class skill. I have no ranks in it,
Well, you
so
you can
I
roll.
can do a straight intelligence.
Yep, straight intelligence.
I
That's fine.
think
Yep.
not a Scooby. I got a critical fail.
You literally tracks. What tracks?
Is this going to end us up?
You are.
It
We're
looks
not
like
going to be able
just
to
a moose.
identify gnolls again.
Yeah, it's just a moose.
You are convinced that a mammoth must have dwelt within here, Synaster.
Jeez. Okay. And the rest of us can look at this immediately without rolling and just go, we know he's wrong.
Yes.
What is wrong with you?
It's just a big cat.
Right. Okay, look. Shall we just go inside and have a look?
Yeah, we should be careful though. We don't have good history with huge giants and caves.
Do we
Would you
not?
like me to scout ahead?
No, we do not have good history.
Honestly,
of
Ansel, I don't know what you're talking about.
we don't have good potential history with caves and giants, obsidian.
That makes no sense. That's
Yeah. Synaster, do you have any idea what he's on about?
potential.
You make no sense, Sylaster. Go and scout.
Your face makes
Be careful.
Right.
Heed
Okay.
my warnings.
I'll do a move silently and a hide.
Yeah, sure. You give me both of those, please.
So move silently, 31,
Wow.
and hide. 25, but it was a critical fail. So that's
Wow. Yeah. Well, it's a skill, so
Find a
you're
skill.
fine. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Even with a 1, you are very much the as light as falling snow is what is a moniker or a phrase that your people share, and you are very much the epitome of that as you make your way in. As you reach that
You tried to
position,
say he's a snowflake.
yeah, he's a little snowflake, isn't he? You're finding that this cave is like naturally a naturally formed cave. It hasn't been hewn by like pickaxes or anything. This isn't a mine. This is a natural cave that has been formed from moisture rolling from somewhere or other. There's a gentle drip as like the moisture from outside is like now like changed to like this really like slick, cold, almost icy kind of liquid that is now like coating the walls of this cave. The gentle dripping here and there would mask your footsteps if you were making any noise.
well. I'll peek around.
Can you please give me a spot check? DC 22.
22. Oh, I can just do this. Oh, he can. 26.
You look around the corner and you see that on the ground there is there appears to be like divots in the floor that that look like stakes had been driven into the ground at one point. You look up and you see that there is a very incredibly well hidden portcullis that has been disguised into the rock that hangs like the sword of Damocles above. Your spot check also reveals that there is a very, very thin tripwire that lies just in front of you.
I will. I'm going to attempt to mark out the tripwire by just running my foot through the ground whilst kind of gesturing to the others. There's a line.
Yeah, you can, with that gesture, you can show the others that there is indeed that obfuscated danger. You step round the corner. I imagine you're doing this trying to do this stealthily, or are you just standing right in the open like that?
No, I was trying to do it stealth. I don't know if you wanted me to roll new ones, but
no, you don't have to roll new ones. That's fine. You step around the corner and you see sort of like a disgusting mess of like a den. There appears to be old animal skin tents held up by hewn branches and bone. There is like a trough with like some kind of sullied kind of like remains in it, perhaps. Like the floor is just coated with mud and bones and filth. Can you give me a listen check, please? As you move around, you basically do a signs. You do the alien from Signs. You step out into the gap for a second and look. It's a weird reference to make, but there we are. You know the bit I mean.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Everyone knows the bit I mean. When you say signs, that's what you think of.
17.
17. Yeah, you hear something from the far end of this cave. You see that there is a like an opening here. Can you see where I'm signaling there?
Yeah.
Yeah. From there, it's almost like you can hear a soft
I summon my spectral hand.
You summon the spectral hand, bear with.
Just don't want to be wasting time in the first bloody round of combat doing that.
Yep. Let me find the spectral hand. Sorry. Let me get them.
Once you've done that, I won't move yet. I'm then going to step into the room and kind of guide the others into the room so they don't trip on the tripwire.
Okay.
But I'll wait until the spectral hand has been summoned.
Very good. Okay. You should have control.
Freedom control. Lovely. Thank you.
You get the spectral hand. Appears. You hear
Can
another.
I look with dark vision and magic? Detect magic.
What's your range on detect magic, Ansel?
Space beyond 60 foot,
60 foot. Okay.
I believe. Yeah, 60 foot. And see invisibility as well, just throw that in there.
Oh, you know what? You get the sense of something magical coming from where I signalled down here. It's very faint, but there is something magical coming from that direction down there.
I will step over the
That's
tripwire
interesting.
and guide them in.
Okay, as you do that, I need all of you to do a move silently each, please. Silaster has already moved, so it doesn't matter. But
Do you want
Silently.
a new one?
you
Yep,
don't
there goes
actually
my
know the
creaking
others.
leather.
Yeah,
I mean, 39 if I need a new one.
that's
The Dean
fine.
doesn't do shit.
Why are you being so quiet? Says Ansel.
Yeah.
Silaster, you round the corner and you see hunched, sort of like in this gap
Ansel,
here.
be careful.
You
There's a
see
tripwire. He pointed it out.
the look of two very familiar looking creatures, with barely contained mirth, their shoulders rise and fall, cackling, laughing to each other. You see two gnolls, and they begin
What?
laughing.
What are they?
And do you what are gnolls? Who knows? We're gonna find out as we come back from the break what happens as the cave begins to erupt with laughter from all angles. We will find out what happens in a moment. But
huge.
for those of you,
Something else.
for those of you watching live, and after that, thank you ever so much for dropping by. We've reached 70 followers on Twitch, so thank you ever so much for giving us a follow and watching us live. If you're watching this after the fact but want to come by sometime and spend some bones to buy some boons, you can join us and
You
have
you
your
really
impact
need to put something in
on
so
the story.
that we can buy something, because I've got 33,000 of them
Yeah.
now, and
I
I
have
have to do them.
29, so yes.
maybe we'll do something with them, who knows. But yeah, so thank you ever so much for following us on Twitch. Thank you ever so much for dropping by and subscribing to us on YouTube as well. And we'll be back after these short messages. Don't go anywhere.
Perhaps we use our boons to make a new character if we die.
That's
To make them better.
strong.
What? So if we don't have them, we can't?
There you go.
If we don't have any bones, we don't play with you anymore.
Added peril.
And we have returned, and as the strangers have been surprised with the cackling laughter of gnolls, we've rolled initiative already, and we begin the battle. Obsidian, you hear this this cackling, and there's an instinct that runs through you that tells you danger, high alert. You act first.
Lovely stuff. Well, in which case, I will go 1, 2, 3 to start with. No, don't see anyone. 4. Okay. I use that much of my movement.
Can
I
you
could
give
now
me
see
a
these
dexterity? You can give me a jump or a tumble to avoid the wire.
Oh no. Oh, I mean, yeah, of course we're jumping over the bloody wire. Tumble is going to be... It's dex based, so it's going to be better. 6.
Oh
No!
You
I need marked out the wire.
You trip the wire, and oddly, it isn't connected to the portcullis that hangs on high. It is connected to something else. You hear a rumbling as high above something is released. A cascade of heavy rocks tumbles down into the opening of the gate. And in the vicinity are all three of you. And actually, hang on, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and technically the troll as well. So everyone, please make reflex saving throws as rocks fall.
You didn't mark it out well enough. This is not my fault.
Don't blame me for your heavy-footedness.
Fault. It is your fault. You know I can't jump over stuff. Not nimble.
We're arguing now. I'm going to fail this because of it.
Whoever gets, let's see. What was yours 14, Obsidian?
Mine was 14. The same as the slumbering undead troll.
Oh, okay, right. So, Ansel, Silaster, you're quick enough off the draw to realise what is happening, and you are successful. You would take half damage, but I believe, Silaster, you have evasion, yes?
I do, yes.
So you don't take any in that case. In which case, Obsidian and the troll will take the full amount, and then Ansel, you'll take half of this, okay? So, oh god. 24 points of bludgeoning damage. So Ansel, you take 12 points of bludgeoning damage as rocks tumble down, and as they do, there's you notice as they're falling around, they're making noises that don't sound like rocks as well. There's a weird cacophonous clatter along with it. There's pots and pans and what look like rudimentary tin cymbals and stuff just smashing into the ground. You see that not only is this a rock trap, but a noise trap as well, and fully alerting anything that will be in this place as well. So with all that said, Obsidian, you rush through and you take this immediate damage, but then because you were just hit by it, you can now oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You are also, because you failed, you are knocked prone. I'm so sorry, I forgot.
Okay, at what point would I have been knocked prone then?
So you 5, 10, 15, 20, so you can use the rest of your movement to stand, I would say.
Right,
because you only moved a short while, so you'll be knocked prone.
Would I not have been knocked over further back here?
Yeah. Well, I was going to say you would have fallen forward, so you would have landed there. That's fine.
Okay. Fair enough. That's my turn then.
Do you not get to do anything as well as your? Is that just over half your movement? So you have to use the other half to.
No, I did 1, 2, 3, 4. No, because I was there. So 1, 2, 3. So 3 and then half my movement.
So another half your movement. You still have an action. Yeah,
you have full movement. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. In which case, then I will just go for. Let's start off. We'll go on this guy here with a touch. The spectral hand whizzes to him.
Oh, nice.
And with my new attack on his touch. 24 on his touch.
Oh, 24 on Knoll number 1. That is a hit on his touch, an easy hit on his touch.
In which case he will take 6 points negative energy damage, and that is my turn.
He gives a shuddering gasp as your spectral hand takes part of his soul forever. Very good. It is now his turn. Can he just run through the spectral hand, or does that do anything? Or he can just run through it, right?
He can. He can try and hit it. Obviously, it's spectral, so it is hittable and whatever if he can hit incorporeal stuff. But otherwise, he can just run straight through it.
That's a good point. Would he? He is a base creature. Let us see if he is intelligent enough to know to go for that. I'd like you to roll me a d20 so we can make this fair, because I don't think that he's going to evade it. I'd like you to roll a d20 for me, please, Matthew.
19.
A very cunning Knoll knows not to go for the spell, but it's caster, and we'll just run straight through it then in that case. 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, that's your hand, sorry.
Hang on,
I've got him.
I'll just move it to the side of him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he passes through it and leaps forth and bears down at you with a battle axe. What is your armor class?
My armor class is now 18. I was going to say 84 then. I was like, no, that's my hit points. I have an 84 armor class.
This thing 18. Swings down with a violent swipe, but obviously the spectral hand has just thrown it off completely. It swings wide. How do you evade the strike, Obsidian?
Amazing. I think it's more by accident than anything else. He's a bit wavy from the rocks that fell on him. So he sort of sways out of the way of it almost accidentally, and it's sort of a drunken stagger as he gathers himself, and it just swings by him, misses.
This one follows its friend's lead and chases, realizing that your companion Obsidian stands flat-footed. And I ask you, Silastor, what is your flat-footed armor class?
18.
He does not miss. He brings up a vicious, heavy mace and just belts it down on top of your collarbone, I'm afraid, Silaster. For 7 points of bludgeoning damage. The dull thud as the pain runs through your shoulder. Ansel. You're muted.
My first action will be to send the shade there to affect this null.
Very
That's
good.
exactly what I just said, in case you were and then I will take a 5-foot step and attempt to touch the knoll if he wants to take an attack of opportunity again.
He is going to attempt the attack of opportunity, I think. Why would he not? So he will swing for your armor class, which is
17.
possibly a critical, Ansel.
Oh boy.
But whiffs it, so a hit. He hits you with the battle axe for 7 points of slashing damage.
Just 5.
5.
So, I'd like to now touch him.
You can absolutely, if you land is on his touch.
Consent, Ansel, consent.
May I touch you? 14 on a touch.
It's a hit on his touch.
I realised I didn't actually have to step that close. I've got long arms, haven't I? I must remember that.
That's a good point, yeah.
And then I would like him to perform a will save.
Oh my goodness. Well, he'll do his best. DC?
Is it DC 20, but he is at -2 because of the shade.
I'm afraid does just the works on him as he totally fails that. No chance.
Excellent. So, first of all, he takes 2 points of charisma damage. And then, as Ansel touches him, Ansel says, I need to borrow your face. And the knoll sees a rippling effect of light up Ansel's arms, carrying onto his body. Rippling light of a silvery moon. And as it passes over his skin, Ansel turns into a mirror image of the knoll himself.
Oh my god! That's incredible. Astonishing. Let's make sure that you have control of a knoll now. And let me tint him so we know which one is you. So we'll give him like a moonlight blue.
Thank you.
There he is. We'll get rid of that and put A there. And we'll move your token just out of the way for now so we know you're not there. You're now the knoll here.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then we'll put you back where
Would
he
you then
was.
permit me to... Thank you. Would you permit me to shout something as well at the same time?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to call to the other gnolls and shout, Imposter! Imposter! It's a trick! I'm the real one!
Okay, I'm gonna say I've tinged you green's obsidian's thingies. It's just the blue ones that you were hard to spot. Let's go for red. That's better. Just so we can tell which one you are. My goodness, it's incredible, and I guess you're gonna have, I guess some kind of. Do they get a save, I wonder, to determine which is which? We'll come to that if we... Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, they can. There's a save to see if it's real or not, which we will save.
Okay, well
As
that'll be on
disguise self.
their
But
turn, sure, then in that case, gotcha. So it's like disguise self, perfect. Okay, amazing, that's incredible. I absolutely adore that, as you become a reflection of your enemy. That is Ansel's turn. Silaster, you've got this knoll just bared down in front of you and walloped you with a mace. What do you do?
You bastard. Well, firstly, I shall give myself a little adrenaline boost as I trigger my moment of alacrity, putting myself plus 20 points ahead in the initiative order. For next turn.
Yeah.
But for now, I can't stance. So what I will do, firstly, I shall initiate a new maneuver. So I need to make an attack.
Okay.
Let's see if I can. Which is 24 to hit.
24 is an easy hit against the knoll. Brings up a hide shield, but it's of no use.
Silaster is channeling his hand. You've seen his insightful strike before, where he kind of does a sort of like Tai Chi. It's a palm on the monster. This looks even great, like spirals of shadow are pulling in as he's going for a greater insightful strike. Double a concentration roll. 57 points of damage. Which is brutal.
Pardon?
what? What?
Pardon?
57.
Pardon?
Are we doing the massive damage rule in this game?
It doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah, I basically
Hang
roll
on,
a concentration check twice and add both of that together.
So you roll 2 concentration checks, you add the
That's my
total,
damage.
and then double it.
Well, no, I roll 2 concentration checks, and that's the damage. And seeing as my 1 concentration is 1d20 plus 18, 2 is 2d20 plus 36.
Oh my god, what is it like then as you unleash this new maneuver and, of course, naturally eviscerate the knoll that is cackling in front of you?
I mean, this isn't like a massive, heavy punch. I said this is like brute, like think Tai Chi to the extreme. Like I've just somehow managed to get into like his nervous system and just cause him to, lack of a better description, just explode. Basically, it was just pressure point, boom.
So you pressure point him and then it just goes and just the whole area is just covered in knoll viscera.
And yeah. And as a movement action, I will then flank the other knoll, and that will end my turn.
No, I'm not even leaving him there. He'll end up over here. He becomes part of whatever's in that trough.
Yes.
As Redium said earlier, Knoll the Bones. But that is all he is now, but bones. Okay. Nothing else on your turn?
Redium some bones for that.
I think, yeah, if only we could award you bones for puns.
Have some bones, Redium.
Have some bones. You have some bones.
Have them.
Have them all.
Bones for puns.
So that's your turn,
That's it for
Silaster.
this turn.
Perfect. Okay, and then when we come back to you, you're at top of the round. Fantastic. Okay. You'll be amazed and surprised to learn that there are more gnolls.
Lots of people named Noel.
Noel Edmonds.
Oh no.
Noel Gallagher.
Noel Gallagher. And
Fielding.
Fielding. The spirits.
They all come out singing No.
This one.
This should have been a Christmas special.
Yeah, this just adds into the story that you still don't know what gnolls are. So you're like, what do you mean gnolls? You were like, king of the Saturday night entertainment show.
We've never heard of any of these things, and suddenly we just keep encountering them all the time.
Obsidian, you are flanked,
How
and
have we
Noel
never come across
rushes around the corner and swings a This one's got a battle axe at your head. Armor class.
Lovely. 18.
That is a 2 on the die. Unfortunately for it, he swings wide and you are able to move aside, Obsidian.
Literally just ducks under it.
You can each give me a listen check, please.
I probably can't, but I'll try.
Listen.
22.
9.
Okay.
7.
Obsidian, Ansel, you are just too focused in the throes of battle. Silaster, you hear a like a dull, like knoll laugh, like coming from around the corner, around the same corner that Obsidian, the one that attacked Obsidian ran round, but no gnoll appears. Some mischief is afoot, perhaps. And then from the bottom of here, 3 gnolls emerge. 2 of them appear to be armed with vicious-looking bows. This one will actually take cover here and have half cover here. They... Let's see. This one's number 5. Yeah, 5 is going to loose a shot at you, Silaster. Because I think in the confusion they've not
25.
yet had a chance to really work out what's going on with the new gnoll in their company, and yeah, he'll just shoot you. Oh my god. They're rolling atrociously. What is it like as you dodge an arrow, Silaster?
Oh, Silaster's he's getting a bit cocky now after that sublime attack, and he's just like, yeah, just leans back.
The arrow pings off the wall. Obsidian, your armor class?
18.
18 was it? That's a hit. For 5 points of piercing damage.
I take none.
It bounces off you, meaningless to you. This one in the corner is going to reach out a hand and give a cackling and give some dreadful like chant. And I need Obsidian, please, to roll a will save for me, please.
I can certainly try. I really should write down the list of the old resistances, so I don't have to look it up every time.
If you had an Excel spreadsheet, it'd be right there.
But I don't. So, sleep, stunning, paralysis, poison, or disease. Just say yes or no. Don't have to tell me which one it is. If it is one of those, just say yes or no. Whatever. I just get a plus. I get a bonus.
That's tricky, actually.
Sleep, stunning.
Get them again. Say them again.
Poison.
Sorry.
Sleep, stunning, paralysis, poison, or disease. I get a small bonus.
To get yeah.
Mm-hmm. No problems.
Okay. In that case, you do get your bonus.
Okay. In which case, I get a +2. Yes, +2.
Mm-hmm.
Will, right?
Will say, please.
24.
Ooh, amazing! Yes, you feel like this creature has reached out to try and hold you in place, and you resist that power as it tries to cast whole person on you. Can you each give me a listen check, please?
Hey! No, 20! Finally! A good listen check.
14.
I think Obsidian's mask slipped for a minute. Suddenly you could hear the room.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Good, but not good enough. Oh no, sorry, 20. Okay. You feel like the walls are beginning to shake, Obsidian, as something begins like rumbling. I will point out as well, I don't think you used your troll on your turn. So
I didn't. No.
So you can move him at the end. You can move him now at the end of the round if you like, and do something with him.
Yeah. Well, I will move him because he'll get a full round of attack. Then we'll just say he moved. But yeah, that's cool. That's very generous of you. Thank you very much.
That's all right. No, I realised I didn't ask you, so there we go. So yeah, the troll moves in, and we're back to the top of the round.
Just because I'd left him in the shadow, so I couldn't see him. You see, so I just forgot he existed. But,
so, yeah. Silaster, your turn. As we're back to the top of the round, and you now take your place at the top of the initiative.
Oh. Very nice. And I'll drop into my assassin's stance.
Protect me.
Seeing the weaknesses of the creature in front of me, I unleash a full round of attacks.
Very good.
As a flank.
Oh my goodness, yes. Roll them up.
First, 34.
34 is a hit.
33. Oh, if only I critical on 19.
Very good. That is also a hit, of course.
So that is... I'll include the sneak attack damage in all of this. Oh, that's a lot of ones. 48 points of damage for a full attack.
Oh my god. And that's the one you're standing directly behind. What is it like as you absolutely just destroy this knoll?
I've just seen your Ansel draw something of it, and now I'm starting to get a bit confused, like, what on earth is going on here? But not enough to bring one fist round the side of the knoll's head from the back. And as he starts reeling around on the spot, just a left hook just to knock him down.
And as that happens, Ansel's true features reappear.
Oh.
Thanks, mate.
Oh no!
Oh no! The one you're imitating has to be alive.
Ah, interesting.
Now we learn. Okay.
Cool stuff. That's a really cool ability, though, man.
Now we know.
Oh, this one is here. Why is this one here? Did I move him there? Oh, you've replaced him. Okay, gotcha. Sorry, I didn't see you do that. We'll just squelch him.
Put him in the dust.
Squelch. There we go.
Apologies.
Anything else on your turn, Silaster, as you absolutely pummel this thing into non-existence?
That's a full attack.
Okay, it slumps to the side. Obsidian, it's now your turn.
Lovely stuff. My troll will do a 5-foot step and do a full round of attack on this one, as he can do reach. First and foremost, so he will go 2 claws. 1. Oh, it says rolling the dice. Never done this to me. 24.
24 is a hit.
Nice, so that's 2 hits there, and then the bite. 11.
11 is a miss, so the
the
others hit, but the bite does not, unfortunately.
So that'll be they take cold damage. Yes.
Oh yeah, there's no resistance against that.
As normal.
Yep.
Okay, so that will be 2 hits. So 1d6 plus 8. So that'll be 4d6 plus 16. 34 points of damage.
Oh my god, devastation!
From the troll.
What's it like?
Which is lovely.
Annihilate it.
Excellent stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of silent, you know, because it's a skeleton. And I like to think that my skeleton trolls, if this was filmic, would be done in really good stop motion, not CGI. a la that awesome battle in Game of Thrones. He just literally rips it to shreds. There's just blood and viscera everywhere. It's not neat in any way. And then he just goes, as soon as it's done, he's back to sort of being sort of really sort of still again and just waiting for the next thing to come out. That's his turn. My turn. I'm going to draw this out first because it's not the easiest thing to draw. Hang on. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to cover
everything by the sounds of that.
It's about that sort of size.
Okay.
And it's going to appear there.
Okay.
Because I want everything in there. I want it to be slightly down in the alley there.
Yeah.
And to cover the whole room. So it comes up to us. I cast Acid Fog.
Yeah, perfect. I was going to say, well, it's got to be something that can go around the corner, and I'm like, oh yeah, fog can easily go around the corner, so that's fine. Yeah, my goodness. Oh my god.
Obsidian does this thing where you can't tell under the mask, whatever, like he's looking a lot more undead than he did before, having hit level 12. He has some more proper undead abilities that he hasn't used yet, but he is looking a bit more gaunt. And he does a little bit of infernal, and just this mist appears and it thickens and turns a sort of acidic yellow in the air, and everything within the fog will take 2d6 points of acid damage.
Okay.
For every round they're within it. So they take 3 points of acid damage this round, but it also functions as a solid fog. Which means they can't see anything beyond 5 feet, so they can't see anything beyond the next square on. And they can only move 5 feet per round, I believe.
Oh my goodness.
They can't do 5 foot steps. -2 penalty on all melee attacks and melee damage rolls. Ranged attacks don't work. And you can't see anywhere to cast through it.
Nasty on the archers then. My goodness. Wow, so they can't move, they can't attack.
Speed, they can move at a speed of 5 feet per round, so they can move 1 square per round.
Oh, my goodness. And can you see them?
As
That's the
it's
question.
starting to melt even the walls and stuff. No, we can't see them. We can't see through it either. It's just a very thick, vaporous, solid sort of greeny yellow fog that's starting to melt the walls and the floor, and
yeah, you hear like
we
cackling,
don't need
like
to see them. We know they're taking damage.
Enhance with the pain, like as their like flesh begins to melt and their fur begins to like burn away. Very good. Anything else on your turn, Obsidian?
I move back to there. Because I don't want to get mullered by whatever giant creature is going to come around that corner.
Absolute devastation. Okay. Ansel, it's your turn.
Well, I can't now see anything to hit. So I'm going to move to there. And still can't see anything. Oh shit. I've gone around the corner.
You could ready an action for if something comes around this corner.
I don't need to.
Ansel's gone round the corner, and you see the knoll that was laughing dully around the corner. Like it looks like he's like preparing some mischief or other, but you have discovered him before that mischief could occur.
So how far did it move there? 5, 10, 15. Can I see what he's doing?
He's sort of like crouched and like trying to make himself look as like unseen as possible, but he's not doing a very good job. I didn't make you roll because you just rolled so badly. Like he was trying to hide under the table, but like it just wasn't working. He's just standing, and the table is sort of like leant against him.
Brilliant. I'll throw a sickening blast at him then.
Okay.
23 on his touch.
23 hits his touch.
He takes 14 points of damage and he needs to do a fortitude save, DC 21 or be sickened.
21, eh? That is a failure. He is second.
Sweet, he's second. I'll also move the shade into him.
With the other gnolls being dead as well. Oh, sorry. Anything else on your turn, Ansel?
No, that's it. That's everything.
With the other gnolls being dead, that does make it just his turn now. Because Silas's turn has now moved ahead, so we're now just in a straight run of gnolls for a while. So we're at this gnoll who has just been hit with this sickening blast, like he retches between his cackles, and the shade does its thing, jumps into its shadow, and begins tearing wildly at it. He rushes, and he ends up just rushing through the shade, and he gets to this wheel here on the wall, and like with a simple action can just loose it, and the thing immediately goes, and there is a thunderous crash as the portcullis.
I assume that wouldn't provoke an attack of opportunity.
No.
Damn.
Like comes crashing down and bam, seals you guys inside and Obsidian out.
Bye,
Heavy
guys.
metal bars.
See you later.
And he just goes. Sounds a bit like a sheep when he's sick. But there we are. That's its turn. These two are desperately, unbeknownst to you, are desperately trying to get out, and they'll just rush forward because they just can't tell what's happening. So they can move 5 feet. Is that right, Matt? Savage. This one will also move 5 feet and clear the way out. But that's all they could do on their turn, eh? Wow,
Yep.
I like it. I like it very much. Okay, they're fucked. That is them. Speaking of being fucked, that rumbling Obsidian that you heard before becomes more and more apparent.
Oh, it's on my side of the tossing gate. Damn time.
Can you roll a nature check with me, please?
Roll a what? Sorry.
A nature check with me, please.
A nature check.
Yes.
I don't have it. I don't
Then you have
nature.
no
I have to just be straight
idea
intelligent.
what this is. This huge creature just comes lumbering in from outside and goes, "Boo!"
What the fuck is that?
I'm just looking at the stream at that. What on earth?
What?
Did they shut the portcullis to keep that away from them, rather than to lock us in here with...
This huge creature comes lumbering up to you. Obsidian, what is your armor class?
18.
It gets that on the die, my goodness.
Here we go. Here we go again.
Okay, this thing looms down and bites you for 13 points of piercing damage, and because it bites you, it gets an automatic grapple. Please roll off.
I mean, what's the point? I never win the grapples. They're so... Ugh. I'm pretty sure a natural 20 wouldn't get me out of the grapple in this situation. I know that a 7 won't, so it's a 12. I'm grappled.
No, it is successful in holding you.
No, that's fine.
Which means
Not a problem.
It shall automatically rend you.
Mm-hmm.
Dealing a further 22 points of slashing damage as it holds you in its mouth and rends you in the most
I take
savage
16.
fashion.
Okay. Ow!
Silaster and Ansel, you probably hear this thing now. You see like this looming shape just out of like your like peripheral view there, Ansel. I don't know actually. You can tell me if you can see it on the screen or not. I can't tell if that angle works for you. You just see flashes of this big.
I can see it, but probably because Cry is in the room.
Oh, well, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah. You just see flashes of this great thing just come looming down the corridor and becomes embattled with obsidian. We are back to the top of the round. Silaster.
Well, Silaster will take a free 5-foot step just to see if he can hear what's going on. I can just make out.
Yeah, you'll see this looming shape in there.
Yeah. All right. I will take a move action to Shadow Stride.
Okay.
Yep, you shadow stride through the gate
To there. And I'm guessing because he's huge, that is... I can hit him from there.
Oh yeah,
You're going to
it's
stand
those
right
three
next to me.
squares. Yeah.
My move action was to teleport.
Zoom.
Right. I will pretend I haven't... Well, I don't... I know what you're going to do, but I don't know what you're doing. Right.
Oh, I see. Okay, I was wondering. I was like, why? He's going to help you. I see. I understand.
Yes, well... I wouldn't know this. And instead... I will unleash an obscuring shadow veil upon him as two
Okay.
shadow blades form. Let us hope. Oh, that's a bad roll. You know what?
That doesn't hit.
I dislike keeping hold of things for too long. I'm going to use Radium's Inspiration and re-roll that.
Yes.
Very nice.
The boon.
Very nice. Well done.
From a 2 to a 4.
Get booned. You just got booned.
However, the fates, they shit and they smile because that's a hit.
I thought you were
Okay.
going to say the fates shit and they piss.
Yeah, shit and piss all
Fates
over you.
shit.
The end.
All over you.
No, that's a hit.
Beautiful. So the two shadow blades do 4 ones, 36 points of damage.
Oh my
and then
goodness.
it needs to make
with 4 1s. Fuck, Jesus.
We're getting into some hefty damage now, my friend.
Yes, we are. It needs to make a fortitude save, please.
It makes a terrible noise. A fortitude save. Sith
Yeah.
Lords are our
DC.
speciality. Let's go.
21.
That is a pass. That's an easy pass.
Fair enough. He is not obscured over the eyes.
He shakes it free like this. It's dull kind of eyes. There's like a furiosity to this creature, like it's impassioned and it's desperately trying to achieve some goal or other.
It wants a hug.
Rip obsidian limb from limb, but you know. Anything else on your turn, Silaster?
That is it.
Obsidian.
Well, my troll will take a 5-foot step
Yes.
and do a full round of attack.
Kaiju battle. Let's go.
Actually, just to be tactical, will you allow me to go before my troll as we go on the same turn?
You can go. Yeah, you can do whatever order you want. Your summon. or your risen follower.
I would like me to go first, basically, just before my troll.
Do it.
So we agreed that my charnel touch I can do just in a grapple, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
he's touching-
you're just touching him, sure.
Okay, so he will now receive 2 negative levels.
Oh!
As I give him the old enervating touch.
Oh! Okay.
Make the shit out of him.
Keep touching me, see how many of those I can do.
Ow!
So 2 negative levels. I honestly haven't given out negative levels in a long time and can't 100% remember.
So it just means that you drop a level. And
well, it sort of does. It's specific negative levels, it's specific thingies. It makes it a bit easier to do. So -1 penalty on all skill checks, ability checks, attack rolls, saving throws. Lose 5 hit points and 1 effective level or hit die. So obviously that times 2.
okay. I did the
Also,
minus
there's
one
a bunch
at
for spellcasters,
least. Yeah,
but he hasn't, I imagine, got any spells.
that you know of.
He might have, but if he does, he loses his top level 1. So I've done that twice. So he's got a -2 on skills, abilities, attack rolls, saving throws, -10 hit points, -1 hit die.
Yes.
Cool. And then my troll will attempt a full round of attack
Very good.
upon his person. 1, 15, 2,
Bats from his
25.
hide. The second one lands.
Lovely stuff. And then the bite. 22 from the bite.
Also hits.
Wow, okay. Which means that's 1d6 plus 6. Is he immune to cold?
It doesn't look like he is.
Okay. So that will be 2, then 3, 4d6 plus 8. So 8, and then 3, 4, 5. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 31 points of damage from the troll.
Bam, bam, bam! Oh my god, it's a cacophony of impacts against this creature. It gives a bellowing rasp, its long, elongated face, its tusks that come out of its jaws sort of like scraping at the sides of the caves as it like gets battered back by the troll's attacks. Amazing.
One more thing, Rob, I do apologise. I
No.
should have been doing this from the offset. As a free action, Fear Aura is on. Can he do a DC 23 will save, please?
And he's a minus to his saves now.
-2 to save.
That is still a pass, unfortunately.
Okay,
he
no problem.
saves. But the other thing, I need to know what damage the boys in the fog are getting.
Oh yeah, of course. Thank you very much for reminding me.
That's okay.
They take a further 9 points of damage from the acid
Anything else
as
on your
their
turn?
skin starts to melt off.
Oh my god.
No, that's me.
And as we move from that's what we call turning the tables a little bit, I think. That was an excellent turn. We move to Ansel. Ansel, this gorfing loon has condemned your friend seemingly to a battering. What do you do?
Ansel is just gonna look at him and shake his head. Grow his eldritch claws, swing them out, and go for 2 eldritch claw strikes because I have long arms. 14 on this touch.
14 on his touch is a hit.
And 23 on his touch.
Also a hit.
Shocking. So he takes 32 points of damage.
Oh, the sickened Noel. 6 is last. What do you do to him?
I think just as he's turning the thing, Ansel just stabs both claws in his back and just lifts him off the ground slowly. Lets him go and he slumps
Oh my
to the
goodness.
ground.
Incredible.
Because that was a full round attack. I'm not sure how far those other gnolls are, but if they're within 20 feet of me, they do have to do a. Do they have to do a fear if they can't see me? Probably
That's a good
not,
question.
actually.
They can't see you, so unless it doesn't matter.
No.
But
And actually, if I was to walk that far, it wouldn't be 20 feet, it'd be 25 feet. So I think
okay.
Just disregard that.
I don't think it matters too much, to be honest with you. Whether they're afraid of anything or not right now, they are bubbling in there. Amazing.
Book and stick.
So, with that, Ansel's turn comes to an end. These guys are going to use their precious turn of moving 5 feet. And they can't do anything about that at all. They just have to just suck it up and do it.
I mean, they can take an action. If there was something next to them, they could attack it if they wanted at the minuses, but otherwise they could only move 5 feet around, so there's very little they can do.
And they can't use their turn to do 2 5-foots. That's
no,
all they do?
You can only do
Wow.
5 feet. You can't run, so you can't do double movement.
Some fell sorcery appears to light the acid fog from that corridor down there, but what it is, you're not entirely sure. There's just a sudden flash of something from around there. And then we move to the other creature's turn, the creature that had obsidian in its grasp. But you know what? From the battering it took from Silaster and from the mullering that it took from you as well, Ansel, Obsidian and the Troll, would he just drop you? I wonder. In its jaws, Obsidian, this thing is just like wrenching you around. And
Chewing me.
basically, yeah. I'm just wondering whether or not it thinks it's a good idea to keep you held or not. And it sneezes, and you just fall out of its mouth.
Bless you.
Let's see. You know what? Its tactic is to hold people and rend them, so I think he's just going to keep hold of you. And I think he's going to try and make life miserable.
No, I didn't try and escape the grapple.
No, you didn't try and escape. No, he is just going to
so he just has the
automatically
automatic
just
rend.
gonna
Then
bite and rend you, yeah. So that's auto damage, which will be the bite first of all. This just mashing, like blunt bite, just crushing you as like it bites into like your shoulder again, Obsidian. Oh, that's not as bad, to be honest. Oh, I don't know, actually. 20 on the dot. 20 points of piercing damage for the bite. And then
okay.
the auto rend.
It's fairly bad.
17 points of... No, that can't be right. Oh, that's why I missed the dice. Sorry.
Shit.
22 points of slashing damage as he then rends you as well.
Oh crap. I'm in deep, deep trouble. Even with all my damage reduction.
What's it like as he kills you?
Oh dear. No, I'm not dead.
I was gearing, like, I tense it up. I was like, oh,
You're not dead again?
Did he just die
yes,
again
anyway.
immediately? That's all it can do. It's done a full round of activity to do that. So we didn't move, which does condemn him to like the battering. But that's why I was torn. Does he just keep going for you, or does he try and fall back? And there we are. That is its turn. I don't know if you've worked out what it is yet, but it's having the time of its life. We go back to the top of the
I have
round.
a hunch.
Silaster. It has a hunch too.
I think I
Well.
know which is... Obsidian.
the colour of what it is and the type of action it's taking is what comes to mind.
Chat, tell us what you think
But-
the monster is.
My phone's died, so
I'll
put
check,
it in
don't worry.
the main one.
No, not you.
Oh,
I
in the
mean,
chat.
I meant the
No,
chat,
no,
the
yeah,
people
yeah, yeah.
watching, Michael. Stop ruining the fun.
The dear viewers.
The dear viewers.
Dear viewers, Miguel.
Please.
Well, I will tumble through his space to get behind. So the DC is 25 to tumble through.
Okay, yeah, yes, that sounds right to me.
I don't need to roll that because my tumble without anything is 24, which means even on a 1, I will
That's
meet
mad.
the DC. Actually, no, we need to beat the DC. You're right, so anything but a 1.
Yeah, give it a 1.
43.
43. You might as well have translocated with a 43. Zoom. You just
Pretty
appear.
much. Salasta just dives and just appears. And then, because I still have my assassin stance and I'm flanking with
flank.
the sneak attack damage,
Yep.
I'm going to attempt to punch through its chest with a bloodletting strike.
Okay.
Here's hoping.
Here's hoping indeed.
And I'm flanking.
You are flanking.
That's possibly a critical. That's 32, which I believe is a
That
critical.
is a critical hit. Oh my word. Okay, hang on. Before you roll, let me have the table up first. And let me also grab something else as well. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, right. D100 for the critical hit effect. The bonds of fate activate. Roll.
Standard critical.
Oh,
With a 6, I
that's
think.
such a shame. Yeah, that is a standard critical. But no matter, it is still a critical hit. On the sneak attack as well, my god.
Yes.
Jeez.
So the raw damage before the effect
Yeah.
is 71 points of damage. Let me just double. Yep, that's right. Yeah. So that's 3d6 plus 15 twice, plus the sneak attack, plus. Yep. And then, if it's still alive, can it make a fortitude save of DC 22?
Well, it'll do the save, just in case. That would be a failure.
It takes 4 points of constitution damage as well.
Do you know why I'm laughing? I'm not actually laughing. But when it would have been done, from just the damage, it would have had 2 HP left. But the -4 constitution damage that it takes because of the failed save, it just is standing there as you just destroy it. What does it look like as you destroy what is, everybody?
Grey Render!
The Grey Render! He was grey and he was rending you! What is it like
Rend!
as you destroy the Grey Render, Silaster? What does it look like?
I'll go lead into it. He essentially apparated behind the thing, the quickest sort of just jaunt. And then, seeing how it's a huge creature, Silaster springboarded off the back of its calf, then off the base of its back, and then as it was above it, just drove his hand up, down, and then as he was falling, through the chest, to the point that Obsidian just sees there's just a gush of blood just exploding out towards him, just... Superhero landing.
Just because I knew that bit was coming up in the music, it collapses to the ground with a boom. Yeah, there is like a dull silence for a moment, but you can still hear like the odd chittering in the distance. How long does the spell that you cast on the room last, Matthew?
1 round per level, and they've been in it for 2 rounds.
So, in that case, we're not out of this yet. So as you destroy the Grey Render, Silaster, it as it's dying, it's reaching to the gate and goes and lets out one last sad guffaw before it succumbs to its impalement and utter destruction. So that means it is now your turn, Obsidian. We'll retain initiative for now.
Yeah, I mean, really, until I can see them, there's nothing I can do. So, what I will do in place is I'll do an inflict moderate wounds upon myself. Moderate is 2d8 plus... I can't even remember. Inflict moderate wounds. There we go. 2d8 plus 1 per caster level, maximum 10. So 2d8 plus 10. $22. So I get 22 hit points back, and then essentially I'll just walk over to the bars and watch in anticipation of melting gnolls running out of the fray.
Very good. You rush around and you see that the steel bars are still embedded in the ground, though.
Actually, as it's my turn, he's not going to do anything. Can you do a 5-foot step and then attempt a good old strength roll?
Yes, you can do a strength roll to see if he can hoist.
He's a big boy.
He is the big boy.
He is a skeleton, so he's not hyper strong, but he is stronger than he would normally be because of my bonuses. 23, 24, 25. That's a plus.
Oh God.
20 is plus 4. No,
5.
20 is plus 5, right?
So 20.
So 22, 6. 24, 7.
Yeah.
So he is on plus 19.
Yeah. Beats the DC that I had in mind.
He gets his... and just tries to lift the...
Yeah, heaves the thing up and is able to hold it there.
Good troll.
Okay, anything else on your turn?
No, that's me.
I should probably put a cross on the render there. There we are. That is Obsidian's turn. Ansel! Oh, sorry, Obsidian. Damage for the boys in the acid, please, before we carry on.
Oh, I need to remember that myself, because you're being very generous.
No, it's alright.
Another 6 points of damage to both of them.
Hang on. Hang on.
It all adds up. Beautiful.
Oh! You just hear this howling from the mist, but it persists. It persists.
Oh my god, I love it. I love it!
Sorry, now Ansel, it's your turn.
Can I go over to the mechanism and try and sort of lock it off so that Skelly doesn't have to stay there?
You don't even need to use an action. It's literally just looping the rope that the gnoll that had loose from it to make it just unravel. So the troll has already done the heavy lifting. You just boom, rope. What do you do with the rest of your turn?
There's not really anything.
Yeah, I realise I said that really generous. There's not really much you can do. I don't know. It's up to you.
To be fair, I could teleport past the. I've not really seen past it though. No, I can't.
A glimpse at best. It would be very risky.
It would be very risky. I know that it's a caster. I think it's a caster back there as well, so...
You know it's a caster, you know that it tried to cast a spell on you.
Yeah, we're sure.
yeah, anything springs to mind? Or
No, I'm happy to wait out the gas cloud.
very well, it is their turn. They've already taken the damage, so they'll just do their movement, 5 feet. There is another blast of some fell sorcery occurring in a chamber beyond. That's that. We're back to the top of the round, Silaster. Oh, I should move the gate.
Silaster will just take a round to compose himself after that and regain his maneuvers.
Very good, you regain your maneuvers.
That is it.
Obsidian.
I will do another inflict moderate wounds. And we'll just head into the room. That's my turn.
Ansel? Still waiting?
Yeah.
Give us the acid damage, please. Obsidian.
Oh, only 3. Only 3.
For fuck's sake. So
No, it's funny though.
They
It is
both
funny.
they both have 2 HP left. So staggering out of the acid fog, you see 2 gnoll skeletons that stand there for a second and then collapse forward, boom, onto the ground, and then just melt away into the
Bubbling.
ground. Yeah, they're like eyes just melting out of their skulls. They're done. Great job.
Beautiful. I love acid fog. It's very cool.
Savage, actually savage. And when you're in a battle with gnolls and you're the savage one, that's something to say. That is them. There is another blast of some mad sorcery going from on in the chamber beyond.
Should we see what they're doing?
I'm gonna wait until it's my turn before I say anything, I suppose.
Well, I mean, you can just keep going until whatever happens with your cloud, man. Like that's sort of what. There doesn't appear to be any movement coming from beyond. So
The cloud will eventually dissipate after another 9 rounds, because it took them 1, 2,
Feel
then
free
3
to
to get to there now.
plot or do whatever you want in that
9
time.
rounds,
then.
but in that time, I would like to shout. I would like to shout out like an intimidate, like everyone's dead. You're on your own. Just run.
Come out with
just
your hands
run
up.
away.
Yeah, you
Just
give me
run
give me
away.
an intimidate roll. Phew.
32.
There is some mad chittering going on, but you can't tell whether or not someone's like run in there or not.
But yeah, after another sort of 8 rounds, the acid fog will dissipate, leaving just like smooth walls and smooth, like a slightly orbed room where it's all just melted everything away.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
All the tents have melted, and
I absolutely love it. There is suddenly silence from the from round the corner. Nothing stirs.
Well, Sinister, you're first in the initiative order, so if we're going to start up again with initiative, you might as well act first.
Well, how about we just scout ahead?
Let's just go in there. Let's go kill it. Although it's probably been setting up some sort of trap.
Probably.
Okay. Well, I guess I will... Are we out of initiative?
It would appear so.
Oh, okay.
Well, I will move silently and hide into the room.
Okay.
So, move silently is 29, and hide is 28.
We can be your friends.
As I get to the corner, I poke
As
my
you
head
get
around.
to the corner, you are moving behind them, so your magical vision spots this first. You watch as Silaster unwittingly stands in an area of an effect. He triggers the spell known as Alarm, nullifying any stealth attempts he would make. There is a second Silaster where you just hear a Can you please roll me a reflex saving throw?
Yes. It is that. 26.
26. This gnoll rushes out to about here, and in his hand you see that there is a scroll that just catches fire, and the fire glitters in its eyes as he detonates fireball on the ground next to both himself and you. However, because you have evasion, that means you don't
Suicide
take
gnoll.
half damage. So what is it like as you are able to hurl yourself out of the way of the fireball? I now need to see as well if that will affect. It's 20-foot radius, so
You still have to make a
skeleton.
save, don't you, with evasion?
He did make a save.
Did he? Oh,
26.
Fuck me, he did. Fucking, yeah, really good save.
I also need you, Obsidian, because you are within 20 feet, and the skeleton as well, technically. 5, 10, 15, 20.
yeah.
Oh, no. The skeleton is just outside. It's just you, Obsidian.
Lovely. I do not have evasion.
I mean, Silaster's dropped
21.
more, but
Also save, so you take half of this then.
I do.
There is a huge blast of fire. I'll roll the full amount and then. Okay. So you only take half of this. 13 points of fire damage, Obsidian. As that
13 in
hits-
total, or half of 13?
that was I halved it for you. It was 26.
That is
damage
half,
in total.
okay, good.
Yeah. So only
okey-dokey.
13 of fire washes over you. Silaster, how do you dodge a fireball in the middle of such a narrow corridor? Like, what does Silaster pull out of his bag of tricks to save himself as the gnoll is immediately eviscerated by the flames?
you know what? Just for a second, Silaster seems to just merge with the shadow very briefly, as it's just enough to sort of phase out of it just for a second. Sort of alluding to a future skill that Silaster might be able to unlock, shall we say. But for now, he channeled the shadowy abilities to just completely move himself out of that range.
Incredible.
He's not just in the shadows.
He is the shadow.
He's the shadows.
Very good.
And the jungle.
Right, as the devastation has finally come to an end, you now see that you stand within a chamber, and at the very front of it, or the middle of it, at that back wall, there appears to be another sort of like carving of like the great set of jaws that is like clearly now the symbol of the hunger. And upon a stone plinth, there's the body of a dead human man in robes like caked with blood. He seems to have suffered like some serious injuries. You'd need to do some checks to learn what they are, but clearly he didn't have a particularly pleasant end. There's also more of those like troughs around with like just disgusting remnants of like bones and like brutal offerings of food to the hunger.
I'm going to stand and heal myself back up to full, which takes me a couple of minutes, but I can do it out of combat.
Absolutely, yeah, you do so. You heal back to full.
I'll attempt a heal check on the body to see if I can figure out what killed it.
Yeah, sure.
Will you allow me to use my mortician skill as well on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So you both set to work. Wow.
Maybe an assassin recognizes
25, yeah.
Holy macaroni.
Smashed it.
You know what? I think this is, yeah, I mean, that's an incredible roll. And yeah, to be honest, there's no signs of a struggle. Like, this man wasn't in a fight. This man was killed before he realised he was in a dangerous situation. You can see that the initial strike was like just a carving of his throat. One of the gnolls, you can see from the cleavers that lie on the ground, must have like just snuck upon him, maybe in the dead of night, like they tend to do, and just cut his throat, and then had been set upon by the rest of the howling, jittering pack, like bits have been bitten out of him. But you can see with a massive amount of restraint, this dead figure was then brought back here, and now lies as an offering upon this altar. He wears robes, but you can give me like a search check if you wish, or any other kind of examination. I'll also come back to you about your mortician roll, because that'll give you something else obsidian, but do a search check for me first, because I asked.
Again, that's very much a
16.
more of a you thing. Oh no, you've got the same as me. I can.
My search isn't very good.
20.
Nice. You see fallen not far from this man. He is clearly like some kind of like medallion or amulet that he was wearing. Doesn't appear to be magical by any means, but it does appear to have a familiar symbol. A symbol of a prism. You've seen this prism sort of symbol adorned by a number of the members of the Lightbreakers, that cult that served and does serve Great Redhaven. This is a member of that order.
So they were not on the side of Derek.
I don't see how anything like a band of gnolls like this would get away with anything. When it comes to it, why wouldn't he just come and wipe them out? Easy peasy.
Maybe they weren't really doing that much.
Maybe.
Like they've taken one guy.
Yeah. Not even a minor irritation.
Yeah. But it's interesting that the cult of the Lightbreakers is not associated with worshippers of the hunger.
Or maybe they are. Maybe this guy was like he's a sacrifice, isn't he? A sacrifice?
Yeah.
He's clearly a sacrifice. And
is this because they're gnolls, and so they must talk like Scooby-Doo?
They must all talk like Scooby-Doo.
Is Scooby-Doo a gnoll? Is that
Raggy.
what we're doing with that?
He
There we go.
does kind of
Oh my
occasionally, when he dresses as a woman, he does walk on 2 legs. And yeah,
He cackles.
yeah,
He does.
he does.
That's really
definitely. My wife is obsessed with Scooby-Doo. Maybe,
I see.
is there a chance when you... No, not like that.
Is it a bit of Savage
Don't
Doom?
make it
ahead?
weird.
Should that
Don't
be
make
one
it
of the
weird.
costumes?
Scooby Doom. Scooby Doom.
Scooby-Doo furry action.
Scooby-Doo.
No. Oh, God. Is there a chance when looking at this body that, as opposed to not being aware there was danger, it was a willing sacrifice?
Brings a new term to the
We didn't fight.
term Scooby Snacks, doesn't it?
You're a wrong one.
There is a slight chance that maybe this person was a willing sacrifice, but looking at the robes, he doesn't appear to be like a low base member of the Lightbreakers. Like, this was one that like clearly had a bit of clout to him, with these like what would have been nice robes. And Silasser can pretty much attest to the fact with a critical that this was like a straight up like assassination, bam, dead.
weird.
Like he wasn't even aware that it was going to happen.
Okay. So then why... that's very confusing.
Trick flies in and sits on your shoulder, Obsidian.
Sure. Hello. He sits... I sit on him, apparently.
Ow.
There we go, he'll do. So this guy was killed by this tribe of gnolls. Appears to be a sacrifice to a thing for the hunger. The hunger seems like it would be hand in hand with a vampire, right? Like his cult would be all about hunger, surely.
Yeah, you know for a
But
fact that
clearly not.
Derek is a proponent of the hunger. He has, in previous encounters, has spoken to you about it. So yes, very much he is.
So then why would followers of the hunger go and kill a high-up member of his cult? That seems really strange.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Perhaps not
Yeah,
all is well in the...
I just think, like,
Cult of
the
hunger.
villagers were really, like, scared of Derek Redhaven, right? Like, they live in fear of him, like, in awe-type fear. Like, he's the mighty one. They wouldn't cross him. So surely this cult of... this group of gnolls, if they praised the hunger, would also have that fear. They wouldn't go killing his lieutenants.
Well, the cults that Derek Redhaven set up worship him, not the hunger. Don't they? So
This chest behind us is that might have more clues and / or treasure.
Maybe.
Let's give it a go.
Yep, certainly you can open the chest or you can look at the chest. What do you do?
Well, I can't check it for traps because I don't have that skill.
Very good.
I don't think any of us do. So,
I can check it for
open.
magic.
Smash a lock.
Magic appears to emanate from within the chest.
within the chest. Let's just open. I just open the chest.
The chest opens, and there is a violent explosion.
And explode.
No. Within there are a number of items and potions, and we will start with the potions as that's the table I opened first. So, Obsidian, you open the chest. You roll first. D100, please.
Certainly. 55.
You have a potion of rage.
Potion of rage. Xylasta. A gift.
Use it.
So a
gift
potion
for
of
you,
rage.
You're always so calm and
Each
collected. I
affected
feel
creature-
like you maybe need this on occasion.
Yeah. It gives you basically rage.
Let it
Each
go.
affected creature gives a +2 morale bonus to strength and constitution, and a +1 morale bonus on will saves, but a -2 a penalty to armor class. It's effectively identical to the barbarian's rage, except that the subjects aren't fatigued at the end of the rage.
Awesome. Good magical effect.
I wonder if I'd be able to use my maneuvers in a rage, because in a normal rage, I don't think I could.
A potion of rage, also known as Stella Artois.
That's a good one. I was just imagining Sylvester Silaster in a white vest with stains on
Just
it.
in his white vest.
Yeah, fucking. What are you fucking saying to me? I mean, it doesn't say. I imagine. Can you use psionic and spells and stuff when you're ranging? Probably not. I don't know. We'll look into it.
I don't think you can do things that use concentration. You would have to look at the class ability. It goes into a lot of detail. On
That's
the
a good point. Yeah,
barbarian
it
thing.
is concentration, isn't it? Technically, so a concentrated rage. Anyway, that's that for now. We will look into that another time. But a good question, Michael, about whether or not that would work, because that'd be really cool. Imagine if you could rage and do your abilities. That would be quite savage. So that was Matt. Dom, roll me a D100, please.
With pleasure. 94.
Ooh.
You find greater magic weapon +4.
Excellent.
An
None
oil.
of us use weapons.
None of you use weapons.
Well, Ansel has his scythe.
Does have a scythe.
It's not better than his claws, though, even with the greater magic weapon.
Man, that is such a shame. That is one off something that would have been very useful for you, but never mind.
Silaster has no more throwing knives either.
So that is that. Can you roll a D100 for me, please, Silaster?
58.
58. Okay. Oh, a potion of remove disease.
Very nice.
Obsidian. Roll me another one.
Certainly. 79.
79. Oh, a potion of magical vestment +2. You imbue a suit and armor or shield with an enhancement bonus of 1 + 4 caster levels. So this would be a 5. So, but +5, you can give a piece of armor or a shield +5 to an armor bonus. An outfit of regular clothing counts as armor that grants no AC bonus for the purpose of this spell.
It adds.
Oh, an
5.
outfit of regular clothing counts as armor that grants no AC bonus for the purpose of this spell. Oh, so you could just cast it on your normal
So it
clothes.
ups your. If you just put it on a shirt, it becomes an armored shirt, right?
Yeah.
If I put it on my chain shirt, it essentially adds 5 to my armor class.
Sick. There you go.
For
How long does
yeah,
that
good question.
last?
Magic investment, how long for? 1 hour per level.
a minute.
Right. And I guess what you've got to do is look up the spell, which I will do.
So
and do it at
1
the base
per
level.
4 caster levels. I'm saying, well, I gave you a 1 per 4 caster levels. Oh, I said 1 per 4 levels, and I read that as 5, as in like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not right, is it? That's 1.
Well, it's a level
2,
3
4,
spell.
6 plus 2. I would say the.
So it would have to be 3 hours
Well, yes.
at base level.
Yeah, well, it is, but it is a magic vestment +2 potion oil. Sorry. So shall we say +2 to that makes that then a level 5, at level 5 rather than level 3? I think that's fair. Yeah.
So you'd have to be caster level 8 to do it. You'd have to be caster level 8 to
Of
cast the
course you
spell.
would. Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. You'd have to be caster level 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because it's a level 3. No. What level do you get? Level 3 spells. That's a
Level
cleric. Fuck. I don't know.
6, 5. I don't know. For now,
Hang on. I'll tell you what.
we'll look
Carry
into
on.
We'll
I'll
into
look it up.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out whilst this is. Yeah. Carry on.
Ansel,
Okay.
what was your role?
It was 95, weirdly
Well, that's
enough.
one off.
That's the same one again, so that's boring. So roll again.
93 then, Ansel.
37.
You have a oil of displacement, a potion of displacement, sorry. Which means that it gives you a 50% mischance for 1 round per level, and that's so for 5 rounds you have 50% concealment. That was easier to work out than the other one. And Silas.
9 hours. I figured it out.
9 hours. Cool. That's
So you would get a +2 to armor class for 9 hours with that potion.
Rad.
Nice.
Save that.
89.
89, did you say? 89.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 89 on the old potion table. Magic vestment +3.
So we've got +2 and +3.
So +3, I don't know, 1 up from that, I guess. So 10 hours.
Okay.
Oh, did you just get the next one up on magic
Yeah,
vestment?
you got magic vestment +3.
It'll be a lot more hours than that. So if it's +3,
Yeah.
it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. To be 13 hours. +3 to your AC for 13 hours.
Nice.
Well, between you two, because I think that one's good for you both.
Can you also roll me 2d6, please?
You opened, Matt.
Yes.
Obsidian decide.
4.
There are 4 cure moderate wounds potions in there.
Ah, 2 each, boys.
And can you
Obsidian
roll
just takes them out and there we go. Hands them to you.
And can you roll a single d6 for me, please?
Go on, Ansel.
Sorry, what was that last potion I
Displacement.
tasted
2
you
mod.
were talking?
Someone roll me a d6.
What?
Displacement.
You had a displacement and then you had 2 cure moderate wounds.
Right, yeah, sorry, that's what it was.
And then roll a d6, tag your it.
Thanks. Brr. 6.
6 cure serious wounds.
3 apiece.
Ooh. Excellent.
Well, we're stocked the 9s.
Serious, not critical. Don't add too much good stuff.
And there are also some scrolls. So, Matt, can you roll me a d100?
He's gone.
I was gonna say, could your eyes hear me okay, or was it him?
No, I heard you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
We'll go with you then, Mike. Roll me a d100.
31. You're back, Matt.
I think he's just coming back for me.
And I've got everyone good. Sorry about that.
That's alright, I got Mike to roll instead. So he got 31, which is a scroll of the 3rd level arcane spell known as Good Hope.
There you go, Ansel.
This spell instills powerful hope in its subjects. Each affected creature gains a +2 morale bonus on saving throws, attack rolls, ability checks, skill checks, and weapon damage. It's like the anti-curse.
Very nice.
The Scroll of Good Hope. Obsidian, roll me a D100.
Oh, of course my dice roller has... There we go. 33. Very close.
Scroll of Halt Undead.
Yeah, my god. So close.
Oh, what I can use. I can use that.
Yes.
Lovely.
Level 3, up to 3 undead creatures. The spell, plus however many. The spell renders as many as 3 undead creatures immobile. Non-intelligent undead creature gets no saving throw, and intelligence undead creature does. Yes, I remember that proved a tricky one indeed, didn't it? For the undead. Very good. And another D100, please. Was that...
Be Ansel next if Silas did the last one.
He's vanished.
Well, we've lost Ansel as well. We're having a bit of a hopefully very minor connectivity issue.
9. Well, did he roll 9 just to do it, or...?
I think he did.
He did?
Daylight.
Oh my god. Yes.
The object
That could
touched
come in.
sheds bright as full daylight in a 60-foot radius. It counters or dispels any darkness spell.
It's not as there are spells that can do the effect on vampires that is as daylight, but that isn't.
No, but it's not a level 3 spell, which that is. But still good for light and good for dispelling darkness and power such as that. You got a Scroll of Daylight, Ansel.
Sweet.
One more roll each. Silaster.
38.
Deep in the 30s.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, a Scroll of Heroism.
I pass this to Ansel.
Yeah, I was going to say, Ansel, you're getting all these scrolls, apart from the odd one that Obsidian gets.
Yeah, Halt Undead I will keep, otherwise have them all, because I can't use them anyway.
Yeah, Obsidian, please.
Your mic.
99. 99. The scroll of slain.
Your mic's still funny.
Is it?
Oh, it's gone now.
That's weird. Is it okay now? Can you hear me?
It's okay, you're a bit quiet.
That's bizarre.
That is
No.
a Scroll of Windwall.
Windwall.
I know, I would have thought that would have been better than 99. But never mind.
I'm gonna get a wish. No. Windwall. Ansel, there you go.
You sound like you've been trapped in another dimension, Matthew.
I don't know why.
There you
I know
go.
you-
Oh, no. You keep coming back and then going again. I don't think it's refreshing. I think it's your headset. Anyway, that's what you find. Clearly some magic supply chest that has been intercepted by the gnolls.
Did we miss Ansel's one at the end there?
Oh, we did, yeah. I do apologise. One more.
Maybe there just wasn't another scroll.
No, there was. I
77, should you? Fair enough.
$77. The fuck is that? Rusting grasp.
Ooh, amazing.
You basically grab onto something and make it rust.
Brutal.
Well, I have put the remove disease and the greater magic weapon oil into the main loot. There is actually a magical vestment +4 potion oil in the shared loot. So
there you go.
Can you see me / hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. You sound quiet though. Like I said, I don't think it's the connection, mate. I think it's your headset.
I don't see why. I've not done anything to it.
that's okay.
Leave it.
It's perfectly.
I can't hear him at all.
Really good
Very
kit.
strange.
You can't hear him.
Yeah,
I
no,
can-
I think it is a connectivity. It's a connection thing, guys, because I'm having connection problems. I never came back on the second time. What did Ansel get on his 77?
Rusting grasp. You can rust things with a mere touch.
That's wicked.
We can do that rusty trombone you're always talking about.
Yes, absolutely. Can't wait.
Oh dear.
Your new perform skill. Perform rusty trombone.
Can you roll me a D4 as well, please? Obsidian. No, sorry, not a D4. A D6.
That's a 5.
You find 5 scrolls of inflict serious wounds.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Just for you.
Yeah, I mean, how about I keep 3 of them, 2 of them to Ansel, because, you know, maybe you can cure me if I get fucked up.
Emergencies.
Just for emergencies, you keep those, yeah, and I'll take 3.
While you're divvying those up, is anyone taking the magic vestment potions, or shall I put those in the shared loot?
Maybe the shared loot.
The magic vestment. I've got the magic vestment +2 on my list already. So I thought
I'll
I'd make
put
it.
3 and 4 in the shared loot. Then.
There's a 4. I missed that.
Yeah, +3 +4.
No, but from previous time, not from now.
Yeah, it's in the main shared loot. Also,
Cool, yeah.
Ansel, are you wearing anything around your neck?
Are you wearing anything?
Am I wearing it? Well, am I? I think I am, yes. I've got a sun chain. Which gives me constitution.
Nice. I will pass my necklace of natural armor to Obsidian if he wants it. It's only a +1.
Genuinely touched. Thank you so much. That puts my armor class up by 1 in the old natural armor category. Thank you so much.
I was looking through my pockets and I saw there was nothing around your neck.
Yeah.
Think nothing of it.
Amulet of Nat Arm.
Seriously. And I know you're both wearing
Natty
gloves.
Arm. My armor class is now 19. Oh my god.
I'll have been thinking, Master.
Oh, okay. Good. You should do more of that.
Suggestion. It is why you keep me around, is it not, for my ingenious insight?
For your intellect, for your,
And my winning personality.
Of course.
You were wondering about the man that lies dead upon the slab.
Absolutely. You have thoughts?
I do, and I bet he does too, eh?
Oh, yeah. Why didn't I think of that? I'm an idiot. I'm a moron. Oh dear. In Infernal.
Is that what it sounds like?
I cast.
Yeah.
No, that's starting to sound a little bit offensive.
Just a smidge.
Yeah. And we'll just double check with how long it lasts and all of that.
How many questions will you get? Yeah.
How many questions now? I think it's slightly more. 1 minute per level. 1 question per 2 caster level. So 6 questions.
6 questions.
And it takes 10 minutes to cast. So I'm like, okay, guys, take 5. Take 9 and then rejoin me. Go and explore, do whatever, have a wee. We never do that. You should maybe empty your bladder. It's been a long time. Treat yourselves.
Oh, thank
and then
God.
yeah. Oh, thank God. Takes
whilst
the full 10 minutes.
whilst you all relieve yourselves, you can't help but notice that it seems like this is a bit of a shithole anyway, to be honest. But as you rightly surmised, this is a defendable location with only one entrance. If Ansel did study this place,
we can close the portcullis.
This could indeed be somewhere that you could use as a forward operating base against the forces of Castle Redhaven. You could conduct an attack from here, you feel like. You have a number of days in which to do so, so you wouldn't have to make all of your abilities last through one intense run at the castle. You could, but this is an option to you. So whilst Silastra and Ansel have a think about that, the 10 minutes conclude and there is an harrowing, echoing cry as intelligence is brought back into the body of the man, and a voice will speak from his memory, yet not with his voice. He lies waiting for your questions.
Okay, my first question seems like a simple one, but I feel like maybe it's not. Maybe these guys just brought him here. Maybe they didn't kill him. We just want to know. So how did you die?
Gushing blood, trying to hold the maw in my neck closed. I couldn't see. All I could hear was pitched, cackling laughter.
Okay, that pretty much answers that. Then it was them. Do you serve Nemorator?
I serve the Blood Father, Nemorator the Deathless, and his will is absolute.
If you have any thoughts on questions, we could ask him. Boys, do feel free to chip in because I can just ask.
Yeah, you could have planned
Discussed
them,
on
sure.
four.
Yeah, that's 2 questions.
Does
You have
he
4
know
remaining.
a way up the castle?
Sorry.
Does he know a way up to the castle? Maybe.
Is there a way? Is there a? Obviously, there is a way up to the castle, and they'll just tell us, yes, there is. How would I word that? Is there a more secretive way up to the castle from here?
I do not know if there is a secret way. There is a sluice gate. It leads into a well that is in the heart of the castle courtyard. So they say.
That would be very useful. Love a sluice. Horrible word, though.
Like at the end of your road, eh, Dom? That's a sluice pipe.
I was waiting.
Sluices all day, mate. Sluices all day.
Sluice gate. Three more questions, and
Yes.
do the servants of the hunger also serve the Bloodfather?
Yes. They all work to a common cause. The Master Vampire is a chief power among the forces that serve its power.
They all work towards a common cause, then why?
Hunger is all he knows.
With servants of
A chief power. Said a chief power, not the chief power.
I'm really sorry. That was 4 questions, right? There's 2 remaining. Did I just miscount?
Yeah. No, that was
You could
4.
have lied. Thank you for being honest.
No, that was definitely the 4th.
There was 2.
There was 2. There's 3. Oh!
Yeah, that was only question 2. That was definitely question 4. 2 more questions, boys. Any thoughts? Because I'm kind of running dry here. I just can't figure out why, if they work for the same person, why would they kill him?
You can always ask.
What's the reasoning?
Yeah.
Why?
You may not know, but you may.
Why were you a target to be killed?
Yeah, it's probably if those that dwelt here served the hunger, and those that served the hunger are also on the side of the Bloodfather, then why did they take your life? Then why were you their sacrifice? Is actually how I'll word it.
I was bidden to walk these lands. I was instructed to walk into the darkness. To help the useful entities that surround these lands. I could not imagine that my use was to serve as a payment. I was fed to these creatures
Yeah.
for my failure.
Right. His failure. Well, I suppose that leads us to the very last question, then, doesn't it?
The
What
obvious
was
question.
your failure? How did you fuck up? What did you do?
What did you do? Where's the shit?
What did you do? How did you fail the Bloodfather?
He goes very quiet for a long time.
Are we sad?
Oh, don't worry, you'll be dead.
Poor little
Killed.
cultist. You won't care. You won't care then.
And he will finally say, what was the exact word of your question? What was your failure?
How did you fail the Bloodfather?
I am one of the chief artificers of the mirrors. I, along with 7 others, worked to construct the pattern that will channel power from below. Unto the skies above. I failed the Bloodfather because I learned of that device's purpose. And
now I'm out of frigging questions.
I worked to sabotage its construction.
I wanted to ask him what was the purpose. We didn't know. We didn't know that you knew that. Oh. When did I have one more question?
That's the problem.
Well, perhaps a trip to the mirrors is in order then.
Well then, so the mirrors are there in order to harness the power, perhaps, of the fugue prism that he now has.
Shine up.
Mm-hmm.
Shine the fugue prism.
Oh, make it a sky beam. Come on. Final boss fight with the sky
We
beam.
don't know if he was successful in his sabotage either.
Well, I don't know that he sabotaged it as such. He just learned what it was for, and he wasn't supposed to know that.
Well, he said he tried. No,
So-
he did say he tried to
No, he said
sabotage. He did
tried to
try.
sabotage.
He did try and stop it.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, I'll definitely study this location for future teleporting
Definitely.
purposes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
Unrelated to
easily able to do so. And if there's anything else that you would do whilst you were in this chamber, say it now before we come to the final questions of tonight's session. Is there anything that you would do whilst you were in here right now?
Don't think so. From me, anyway.
No.
How many were there? There was. I can see them if I move over here. So there's that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the big guy. Maybe 8.
And the cultist.
No, the cultist, it won't work. But on the rest of them, it will.
Has it got to be soon after?
No, not necessarily, but I think because I did speak with Dead. Oh no, it would work, but he would only be a human anyway. I think so. Like, I think I'll focus on the big guy, which we would have to look up the stats. I don't know, which is good that I'm doing at the end of the session because I don't quite know how it will work.
Yeah.
Because there are no basic stats for it. When you make a skeleton or a zombie, it'll be a zombie. I'm going to raise it as a zombie.
Yeah, you can begin your dark work in that regard.
So these guys, I think, if I just raise 1, 2, 3, 4 of the gnolls, and then this big guy, because I don't want to use up all my onyx in doing it. And essentially have them as sort of guards on the place, and the big thing is a guard on the door, so if there is something coming after us that wants to come in from the outside, it has to at least we've got a little bit more resistance.
That's cool, yeah,
as well.
using them as to guard your new little base. I love that.
So I'm just going to set up a bunch of undead guards, and that'll be what I will do with this place as we call to a close everything for the day. So spend a bit of time making us some fodder. Some cool fodder. And I'll figure out how to do a grey render zombie.
Amazing. Okay. So, as you do that then,
render.
I will ask, what would your intention be? Like, once you're done in here, would you be resting in here? Would you move straight on once you've established that? What would you do? Just so we know if we can work out a time frame here.
Well, in theory, we're only afternoonish, I think.
Yeah. So, from the Darrett's confrontation, you then travelled for 2 days. Dawn of the 3rd of you basically as you arriving here and facing the Knolls and the Grey Render. So yeah, you're basically like late morning, early afternoon about now. We'll say noon to keep it simple.
I think we could probably carry on.
Yeah.
So immediate
resource.
Yeah. Immediate things come to mind. Investigating the mirrors and seeing if we can find this sluice.
I have, yeah. Right. I've changed my mind. I'll leave the troll here as a guard.
Okay.
Because the grey render zombie is actually a thing. I've found stats for it.
Yay! Awesome. I did wonder. I was like,
awesome.
"Are you going to bring the Grey Render?"
It's quite powerful, and I would
good.
like it to come with us.
Excellent.
So, the grey render zombie will come with us. It's going to take quite a bit of stuff though, because he's got a lot of hit dice.
Okay.
But yeah, so we'll just leave the troll here to guard this place and hopefully slow anything down on the way. And the grey render zombie will come with us. And then, yeah, I think let's just go looking for... So it's a sluice gate. Obviously, we're looking for some sort of water outlet.
Yeah.
From above.
Now, going around the perimeter of the castle will, like... You know, that'll take some time to do, because like going around where the castle is like built upon, like it's upon like this whole thing, so that would take quite a long time to explore around to find it. So it's entirely up to you. I tell you what, I mean, if you wanted to commit the rest of the afternoon, you could do like a series of either search or survival checks to see if you can find the right body of water to learn where the sluice is.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay, in that case then I will have, if you're spending the afternoon doing that, you can either take 20 or you can roll. So 20, just 20, add it to your search or survival score. Or roll. But
31.
Yeah, definitely would rather do that. So it'd be 26.
Same.
31.
Wow, very good. Yeah, I will say because that is such a high roll, like it'll take you like only a part of the afternoon. So we're into like late afternoon. You come across a gully that leads to a rushing torrent of water. A waterfall plunges from part of the hollow descent, quite far towards the southeast, and it falls into like a gleaming pool that then torrents away into a rushing stream. But yeah, you see at the top of that there is indeed a sluice gate.
Wicked. That's it then.
It's potentially our way in.
How we're going to go about doing that?
Swim.
Up. How to swim up. up a
Would
waterfall.
you proceed that day, or would you that night? Sorry, or would you wait?
I think it'd be better off doing anything we're doing here. We're better off doing it during the day. Obviously, vampires.
Yeah.
We've seen enough films. We know this stuff. So I reckon now we've done this, we'll go and rest for the rest of the afternoon and night, and set off first light, and attempt to head up there through the well.
Okay.
Well.
And as you then fall back and you can rest. This is going to be standard rest. I wouldn't call it secure rest because you're going to be on guard. You're in enemy territory here, so you just get your normal HP back for resting. And I will ask each of you, please, to make a will save, please.
Is
14.
it a spell or a spell-like ability? Or
It is a spell. I want to know who got the lowest, please.
Critical fail.
28.
As you
Can you critical fail saves?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then.
Silaster, you're in your trance, your meditative state, and you're looking across like this horizon, and part of your vision is, well, it's almost like you're looking at the valley lands and the lands of the Hollow Descent, and then you realise that you are sort of in this meditation state, and where you felt that first of all you saw this land covered in driving snow, you actually see that it is ash falling from on high. You see above you a jet black sky adorned with gashes of red, as if some celestial dagger has been drawing wounds across the face of the universe. And you hear the vampire's voice, and he will say, "You know death, don't you, Silaster? You have tasted the great beyond. You know there is no limit to it. You know that I am not bound to this world as you are." You're starting to see the great tower and tower after tower of Castle Redhaven, now up close, now up personal. You hear Derek's laughter just echoing over and over and over and over, and you suddenly see the great structure itself and there in the keep and the courtyard there are cultists. I'm just trying to center the screen.
Oh, we're
There
gonna
we are.
die.
Yeah.
Probably several times.
cultists
Several times
chanting
over.
before great fires that have been set, shining a great light across this great fortification. Swarms of bats hurtle overhead, screeching and crying their fell song of the night. Strange lights appear to be rising up from each of the different towers. 4 towers on the 4 corners of this structure. And standing, commanding those forces, are the Nightspawn. More of those terrifying entities in that dreaded armour. And as we see Castle Redhaven in its glory, it once again falls away into a shoal of an infinite number of bats that rush towards you, Silastra, until you see nothing but darkness. And that is where we will end the session tonight.
Eep.
Castle Redhaven, ladies
Oh,
and
boy.
gentlemen. So, there we have it. I had a real fun time with that. I wasn't sure whether you were going to check out the cave, and I thought, well, if you go straight for the castle, then I'm fine, and we're ready for it. But personally, I'm glad you've taken this tact, and I'd be curious what your thoughts are. So as ever, we will conclude our session with asking our wonderful players their thoughts and feelings. And I think we should start with Silastra. Michael, thoughts as we conclude tonight's chapter?
Well, I think going back slightly, Silastra's quite impressed with his training so far. There was a few moments where he surprised even himself.
Yeah.
But I think Silastra is all too aware of what, especially prior to that, but even more so with that vision, of what awaits. And the inevitability of it, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Ansel, thoughts on the session? Dom?
Yeah, it's quite an intimidating sight to end on, isn't it? That enormous castle and at least 3 of the spawns that we struggled so much with last session. But exciting as well to try and work out the puzzle that will be. I enjoyed using my new ability, although
Sorry.
didn't. You had no way of knowing, man. What were you gonna do? Like, there was no way of telling you. There was no way of you knowing prior, so it's fine. But it does illustrate something new that Ansel can do, which may come in handy in a more of an infiltration scenario. If we choose to go down that route.
Yes. Yeah, I love that was a surprise as well. I dearly loved that was a surprise. I like being surprised. And that got me. And also thematically perfect for Ansel, and thematically perfect for a session where we were talking about mirrors and reflections and stuff, so it was just fucking... It's great. And that's Ansel's jam.
I mean, there were a few different options that might have been technically better, but I thought that was a more fun one, so I went with that one.
It was wonderful. It was wonderful. I don't think they got a chance to try and suss you out, though, because you just... I think they were all alive for like 1 round after that, and then they were all dead. So
Yeah, they just got pulverized and melted, and
quite nice to see you fight the same monsters pretty much unchanged, but like a few levels down the line, it really just goes to show, doesn't it, like the progression. Excellent. And finally, Matt, Obsidian, thoughts as we close out the session.
Yeah, it's hard to say, really, to be honest. It's not been that long since he was dead, briefly, and yeah, I think he's still he's definitely changed a bit from that. Being the fact that he died and then essentially leveled up from the stuff that happened that session anyway. I kind of see it that he's died and is now sort of closer to undeath because of it, which is why he's sort of leveled up anyway. And it's just it's difficult because I've got a bunch of new abilities like innovation, touch, and all these things that I can do that are going to be absolutely useless. And he's not frightened of that. I really don't think he is. I think at one point he might have been, but he's now faced so many things that could just straight up kill him that he's not scared of it. He's just trying to figure out how to get around that. But yeah, destroying the gnolls was lots of fun. Lots and lots of fun. Yeah. I love acid fog. I just think it's
man, what a
spell,
spell.
and I was desperate to use it, and the
Savage.
opportunity came up. I was like, we're indoors, they're in a closed space, it'll fill the room. Yes.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Really, really wonderful stuff.
So yeah, awesome stuff. Really enjoyed it.
Well,
Everybody
well
was
cast.
cracking.
I think as well for Obsidian, it was a harsh. I think kind of felt like kind of a bit of a harsh one for Obsidian in a way, because like he woke up from being dead, albeit for like a couple of seconds, he was still dead. Someone or something spoke to him. And also an ancient vampire just threatened your missus.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I mean,
as well.
again,
Wow.
how to react to that?
How to react to that, indeed. And I wonder how those watching live and after the fact will react. We would love to hear your thoughts and feelings on the session. Please do let us know where you think this is going. How would you destroy a master vampire within a castle that is filled with Nightspawn and other terrifying entities? Would be very curious to hear. And yeah, just let us know if you have any thoughts or feelings on the sessions in general. As ever, if you like this video, give it a like. If you'd like to see more like it, then give us a subscribe and come watch us live and roll the bones with us and spend those bones on boons to change the course of destiny. I was given a ruination last. I suddenly realised, but I didn't get a chance to use it. Thank you very much for
I also had
that.
an inspiration I didn't get the chance to use. I do apologise that wasn't
Well,
used, but...
do the inspirations roll over?
I kind of want the ruination to roll over, so I think it's only fair that on this occasion, because
Just considering the amount of
there was a lot
kind of
spent,
boom
and I feel,
points, yeah.
all right, we'll let it carry over, but only because I want to use the ruination at some point.
Maybe just this one time. We just need to be a bit more on
we
it
have
with
to
using
spend
it.
them
The
next session,
really didn't come up.
I will, in fact, write
Really didn't come up.
spend ruination in the day on the calendar, because I always check the calendar or what day we're on. Spend ruination.
and inspiration.
No.
All right.
That's up to you to
Remind
remember. Anyway, thank you ever so much
Written
for
it on
watching.
my notebook. Inspiration.
All that's left for us to say is bone them rolls.
Boon them boons.
Boon them
Roll
bones.
their bones.
Bone them.
Knoll them
roll them
bones.
Knoll them.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.